okay, so he sends me this text. He was like, man, these pussy ass stairs. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He come down here to get something to eat or something. Slid down the first row of stairs. He said he went down the entire first flight of stairs.
Those stairs.
The only reason he didn't go further is because he hit the wall. And he was like, and then he said the part that made him mad was that nobody checked on him. Nobody saw to see. Nobody came on to see if he was okay. So that shit had me dying. He dying so hard. And he was like, man, he said the stairs hurt, but not as bad as the embarrassment. So
well, you know, the lady that owns the place was here overnight, and she was polishing with Pledge.
Yes.
She must have glossed those up really well for him.
Those stairs are treacherous. Those stairs are treacherous.
Like, I literally grabbed the
yeah.
before I walked down, and I walked sideways.
Yes. You gotta get your footing.
You
like,
fucked up the first day by trying to go down his
man, I almost did it. I almost did it myself. I was like, oh shit.
Listening to the Sneaker Box.
Oh shit alert, Louis clothes, calling when existing.
Yo, what's up? Oh my God, it has been, how long is it? It's been like a month or so. Maybe 2. It was like the last time we was in the studio was like the beginning of July. Like, matter of fact, we didn't even go in the studio in July at all. No. I don't think. No. I think the last time we was in the studio was like the end of June. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Can I hear you?
Yeah.
No, not through my headphones.
I'm on? Oh, well. He says I'm on.
Oh, okay.
All right, well, listen to him.
I know, like, we're going to go back and listen to the show. You're just going to hear me throughout for 2 hours. Yeah, I know. It feels weird being back in here. You know, it's funny when you consistently are in here. Like, you just kind of develop habits. And then when you're not, obviously when you're not here, then all of a sudden you just forget everything. And, I'm forgetting how to talk into the microphone.
I forgot the sound came through the headphones.
Exactly. Like, it's a lot of stuff to get reused to. So, in case you didn't know, it's just going to be me and Francis here today.
Yep,
yeah, I know. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I forgot to do the introductions. Like, I'm so lost right now. Okay, so let's revert. I am the African Caesar.
All hail Caesar! Emperor of
I kind of missed this drop.
Monarch of the Roman Empire, ruler of the world.
Hail Caesar! That's right.
Hail Caesar!
I love it.
Hail Caesar!
And of course, I got my right-hand man with me, Francis 313.
Looking good, Francis. Well rested. Like you've been pitching, not catching.
You should be well rested. We've been off for like a month.
I am actually very well rested.
And it's funny, real quick before I get into anything else, I told you that I thought Dallas was going to be a better experience than LA. And I'm going to get into it because Airbnb, man, like, maybe it's not even them. And I don't want to go after the company because I ain't trying to get sued, but it's the people involved. I'll get to it later. But
don't go on this rant about Airbnb.
Yeah.
Because I pointed out from one of the last shows we were here, you were complaining about Airbnb before we went to Dallas.
Yes.
And you were like, man, they fucking charged me twice. There better be 2 houses on that property. And was there 2 houses?
It was like 3 houses on the property. They should have charged me 3 times.
That is on audio.
I actually got off on a deal. They only charged me twice for a property with 3 houses on it. Anybody that was there knows exactly what I'm talking about. But
here you go.
Oh, see. I'm going to hate that drop now. All right, so anyway, in case you just stumbled across this channel, this is the Sneaker Boss Podcast with Sneaker Bar Detroit, a part of the Crep Protect family. What's the point of spending all that money on your shoes if you're not going to keep them clean long enough to get your money's worth? Practice safe stunting. Go to crepprotect.com and get your shoes some protection. Also, make sure to follow us. Follow us, goddammit. Follow us on Instagram at @thesneakerbox_podcast. Follow us on Twitter at @thesneakerbox_. Make sure that underscore is there because there's a lot of sneaker boxes on Twitter. Not podcasts, just companies and resellers and a whole bunch of other shit.
Sorry.
And on Facebook by just simply looking up the Sneaker Box podcast page. And if you'd like to talk to us live on the podcast today or any other day, you can call us at toll-free 888-799-5267. And real quick while I'm thinking about it, because I cussed twice already. So we got a review, and for the most part, for the last 2 years, it's been pretty consistently 5 stars, right? Like, not to say we're the shit, but I like to think we put together a pretty decent show. Let me see what this thing says. Okay, so he pulled it up. I don't know who did Pablo George. No. Okay,
the bottom one.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay. So on iTunes, Sky GD. So I guess G is his middle initial because he has a period behind it. He gave us 2 stars. This asshole gave us 2 stars, and he says for the sneaker content, it's on point and entertaining. Okay, but then there's this huge but. There's a lot of jabs at Asians. What?
I can't remember.
What show is he
People
listening
always
to?
assume that I'm very held together, but dude, I'm a pervert. I'm a pervert.
Yes.
I'm a perverted little Asian. We just
Man,
get sicker
we
and
are
sicker.
going to hang out.
Oh, Tracy.
I know. Thanks, Tracy. Now we got another 2-star review coming. Yeah, but no, I cannot remember when the last time. Well,
it's been a
ever.
while.
I don't even want to say the last time because I want to make it sound like I've done it before. But I don't know when I've ever attacked Asians.
Is it because we butcher the names when we talk about? But we genuinely
It's
try.
pronounced Gordon.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, but how can that be construed as attacking Asian? There's a difference between not being able to pronounce a word and a legit attack on all Asians.
No. Whoa! What did I tell you about talking to me?
I don't know. Let me see. There's a lot of jabs at Asians and whites.
Well, yeah.
Do we make fun of whites?
I mean,
Like,
we looked at the resident white guy. You're like, are we making fun of you guys?
I know. All right, we looked at White Ranger. Like, what do you think? I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out like where is this coming from because I'm like I actually went back and tried to like think and listen. Like, okay, like,
you're like his white magical Negro.
Let me see. Not only by the cast, but a lot of their guests. So our guests are also racist against Asians and whites. Even though we've had a lot of white people come to the show, we've had some Asians come to the show. There's way too many sexual jokes. Well, I agree with that.
Okay, yeah.
I'll give you that. That's fine for the everyday listener. Well, that's what we're trying to appeal to. But there are a lot of kids, 16 and younger. Oh, get off your high horse. Like, go tell. What are kids listening to right now? Like what? Like Drake, Nicki Minaj. Like, come on now. Like, let's stop.
It's
like, cut it out. Like, I know, like kids 16 and younger that's listening to John Mayer CDs or some shit. Like,
I'm not sure how this person was able to connect to the internet in their Amish community to leave.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, we got an Amish listener who's upset.
She's out
sexual jokes.
She's out on her Rumspringa and decided to give us a shot.
It's definitely not a kid-friendly show. Okay, tell it to the kids that come up to us at Sneaker Con.
And not to mention that our podcast is right on iTunes. It has the explicity.
I know, like not that we go out. I mean, not that we go out there and try to be crude for the sake of being crude.
No,
we talk how we normally talk. And, that's the beauty of being on the podcast as opposed to radio because the FCC would have been get on my ass at this point. But no, I mean, first of all, just for this asshole to, like, ruin our nice streak. So now we got 4.5 stars instead of having a 5 straight across.
One Amish
out of 30 reviews, there's one asshole to come on here and say we hate Asians and white people as if White Ranger isn't here,
They need what they need to do is not seek out that appearance from us on that other podcast that we did in Dallas.
Oh,
they had a problem with what's going on here. Just avoid that one.
Man, so I don't know where it comes from. It's kind of pissing me off. But I guess there's nothing I can do. Can we delete it? Like, is there any way to delete a review?
I'm sure.
I doubt it. I don't know. Well, people at iTunes listen to our show a lot, so making.
I mean,
calls.
if Sky wants to just make it a habit of just like reviewing.
But no, it just makes me. I mean, and me being black, I try to be sensitive to.
Wait a minute, you're black?
Exactly right. I know, it's a surprise, shocker. I try to be sensitive to the plight of minorities such as myself. However, I do think sometimes I even get to the point where I side with the other side. Like, y'all being pussies right now. Like, people are overly sensitive about every little thing. And, like, I can't remember what I said that was construed as anti-white or anti-Asian.
You gotta be shitting me! You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay?
I don't.
I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Exactly. Let me fly, guys. Like, but no, I don't know where it comes from. So,
if anything, we're not. It isn't just Asians or whites. Like, we're kind of.
I mean, first of all, I'm an equal opportunity offender.
Yeah,
like, let's just get that out there. When I do
racially
offend,
insensitive. That's all.
Yeah, but I mean, to suggest a black person is racist against anybody is just ridiculous to me. I mean, I'm not gonna get into the subject.
Aren't white people just fair game? Like, hey.
I mean, I know, right? Like, if anything, that's just balancing the universe as far as I see it.
White person I even considered like. Get out of here.
But we got a caller already, and I want to introduce this real quick. So people remember before we had talked about giving out Crep care packs to the first callers from a particular location.
Yep.
And so we were doing that for a while. We just got thrown off our game. We were doing a lot of traveling lately. So we're going to just redo the whole thing. We're going to revamp. We start from scratch. So the first people to call us with their sneaker comments, questions, tell us what shoes they got, what grills they're looking for, because we've actually had people get shoes through the show. So call in from a particular city or location. You're the first person to do so. We're going to actually keep track of this shit. Try to at least. And we're going to send you out a Crep care pack. So we have somebody from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
Yeah, Steven. Steven.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up?
What's going?
I'm doing good. I just want to say, man, I mean, it's a dope show. And I definitely listen every, as much as you guys upload, I drive trucks for a living. So
nice.
it definitely keeps me in tune. So, I even go back to listen to old episodes.
That's what's up.
So I'm definitely, I'm not so much, I can't call myself a sneakerhead. I'm more of a sneaker enthusiast. And, I mean, I love sneakers, but,
right.
I can't get them as much as I may want to. But I had just picked up a pair of UN 33 highs, the collab they did with Staple. I'm going for my baby shower next week.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations on the baby.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Are you Asian or white?
I'm definitely black.
Okay.
And I'm black and Puerto Rican. I'm neither.
Okay, because I'm just trying to figure out, like, we got any Asian or white listeners that can call it? I like, it's really bothering me. I was like an itch I got to scratch. Somebody left a review, and they swear we hate Asians and white people. I don't know where they get that from.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't quite. I don't hate white people. I don't hate Asians.
I don't hate anybody.
It's a lot of white privilege going on.
Right. Well, yeah, it's a lot of that. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's somebody who listened, and heard us mispronounce an Asian word and just took that way.
It's pronounced Gordon.
See, I get that all the time though. Like, so.
Yeah. I mean, when I feel like when you're shooting the shit amongst friends, everybody's going to be politically incorrect.
Exactly.
It's going to happen once.
I know, and I'm not trying to be political. I'm not even about to attempt to, because once you go down that road, there's no coming back from it. And it's like, I'd rather people just know up front, I'm probably going to say something you don't agree with. However, I'm always open to the conversation. But when you come out and say, hey, I hate white people, I hate Asians, I mean, that's kind of taking it a little too far, especially when you leave it as a review, because now that the show suffers somewhat from that. I mean, it's only one review, so I don't want to make it sound like we just got bombarded with a bunch of sensitive people.
I mean, we'll take them.
What's that?
I'll take
right.
all
I mean,
reviews.
God forbid you say you hate Asians, but you like Chinese food.
I know, exactly. I love Chinese food.
I love Chinese food.
But I love Chinese food, and I love going to places like you. How can you hate Asians if you love if you like Asian culture?
No, now I feel like that white guy that gets called out. It was like, I got a black friend. You know, like they want to.
But I love Chinese food.
And I was like, oh, but I got this one black friend, so I can't be racist.
That's what White Ranger uses. That's his excuse.
Right.
Hey, Steven, let me ask you something. You mentioned that you're a truck driver. Do you stay within like Pennsylvania, or do you go like across the country?
I mean, I'm pretty much regional. I mean, because I'm from New York, so I'm regional, and I go to Midwest. I mean, I do go to Detroit a lot. I go to Chicago, all those areas.
So,
but well, I don't know if you guys know about Wolverine over there, the meatpacking place. I go over there a lot.
Francis might know. He knows a lot about meatpacking.
No, I thought that was fudge packing.
That too.
Well, it's all the same. It's all the same.
He's a packing connoisseur.
Do you do you get the chance to stop off in like different cities and check out like their sneaker scenes and like their stores and stuff?
Yeah,
like that?
I try to definitely stop at outlets. I used to be coast to coast, but it just makes more sense for me to be regional. But I mean, I do stop at a lot of premium one outlets, but I do order predominantly most of my sneakers online. I know you guys, shit on Jimmy Jabs, but that's like probably because I'm from New York. That's like literally one of my go-to places. At least online, the stores are shit, but
the stores are shit.
Online, I mean, yeah, the stores are shit. But I definitely catch a lot of deals, especially for my son and stuff. So it's always my go-to store. But I do try to, find different places. I buy more shoes for my son than me. I guess it just makes more sense.
No, I'm down. I'm sorry, I got a little distracted. Like I'm looking at the product placement, like on the TV while you were talking.
That's all good.
No. But I definitely appreciate you like listening to the show. I mean, even listening to the old shows. I had like people tell me that too. Like they'll go back and just like re-listen to like old shows. Which I mean, if you want to listen to the same show twice,
go for it.
I mean, yeah, no, that's dope. So I mean that we doing something right, with all our Asian and white hate.
So yeah, we definitely want to thank
you. It's a dope show. I mean, yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, the way I found the show was just because I feel like, I just wanted to listen to a show about sneakers. I listen to other podcasts, but I was like, I just want to listen to a show about sneakers. I didn't really hear that. And, I mean, I seen a lot of other shows, but this is definitely a show with more substance and, more relatability because to be politically incorrect, I'm a nigga from the hood.
Hey, that's what's up.
So I like people talking frankly and just shooting the shit. That's just me.
That's
because I talk the same way.
Right. And that's, I mean, and that's the thing, though. I mean, I ain't mean to cut you off, but like relatability and, trying to reach a certain audience. Like, I'm not trying to be polished. Like, like you want to be better. You want to evolve. You want to be good at what you do and get better at it. However, I always want to maintain that relatability and be able to talk to my audience and not necessarily be like, oh my God, like I got to talk a certain way and I can't say this. Because once you start going that way and you got to think about what you can and can't say and not
worrying about who's
now you're not being, yourself. Now you're kind of being, some robot.
What's wrong with you?
A lot. But like I said, I definitely appreciate you listening. Since you are the first, well, we're starting over, so it doesn't matter. You will be the first anyway. So Steven from Allentown, if you will hold on the line, we'll send you to our producer. He'll get your address.
Who's white?
He's white, exactly. Let me reiterate
I know,
white he is.
I know White Ranger.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. I don't have a problem with white people. I just have a problem with white privilege.
I have a problem with myself, though, because I think I'm part Chinese.
That's so
and,
funny.
So, all right, we got a white Asian producer. Here we go. See? How can we hate white people or Asians?
Or I was just, never mind, I'm not going to say. It was a filthy joke. I'm not going to say it.
Waist down thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
But no, so, shit. So, White Ranger is going to get your address. We're going to send you a Crep Care Pack courtesy of our family over there at Crep Protect. Did he hang up already? Damn.
No, he's still there.
Oh, he's still there? Okay.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. He got it real quiet.
We're like, what happened?
I know.
Nah, I'm sorry. A car just jumped in front of me. I was going to curse, but I was leaving be.
He's going to bite your tongue. That's what's up.
Oh, watch your language, Mr. Dirty Mouth.
I guess we're going to shoot him over to
yeah, shoot him over to Eric. Get his address. Since we got Kenneth right here, I guess we'll take him too. I don't want to make him wait too long. Kenneth.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? Charleston, South Carolina. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not much, man. I've just been waiting to call in to speak to you guys. Hearing about some new news about the Air Jordan 32s coming out soon. Well, next year.
Right.
They leaked the first 3 colorways, descriptions at least. They ain't leaked no pictures, of course.
Right.
We've seen Russell Westbrook prop up with a new ad coming, filming behind the scenes, but of course he didn't show the shoes. I'm wondering how you guys feel about the direction of them coming out with, I guess, the new model mixed with that corresponding number, like they did the 31s with the ones, and apparently the rumor is they're going to do the 32s like the 2s. So how do you feel about that?
I kind of, because I was not a big fan of 31s. Like some colorways, other 31s have grown on me, but overall, I'm not a big fan of them. And then with the 2s, okay, so if you took an iconic shoe like the 1 and based the 31 off of that, and you come out with the 2 that overall most people don't really care for. Like I like them, but a lot of people don't care for. It's like I don't know where they're gonna go with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not holding my breath for Jordan Brand because I feel like Jordan Brand has gotten just blatantly lazy.
Saturated.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch them like make stuff because now, I mean, I get it. They're putting a focus on the technology, but they always did that. Nike and Jordan always put an emphasis on technology, but they also exactly like nobody, like if I handed you a turd or something that looked like a turd on a plate, you're not gonna eat it. It might be the most delicious steak ever, right? But it looks like a turd, so you're not gonna eat it. You know what I'm saying? Presentation matters. So I just think that they've dropped the ball as far as looks, and which would account for why they don't sell like the retros do.
Yeah.
But I'm not holding my breath for the 32. Like I mean, like I feel like I'm either going to be, I won't be disappointed because, like I said, I'm not holding my breath. I think at the worst case scenario is I'm going to be pleasantly surprised.
That's probably the best way to put it. Because like the 31 is
basic as fuck.
It's basic, but it's like it looks like a basketball shoe. Like it's.
I mean, I will only wear that to play basketball, and that's the sad part. Like Jordans were always something you could play basketball, but you could also take them off the court and rock them, you know, casually.
Yeah, like the 3 is just like
we made them off court shoes though.
Exactly.
I gotta say that we made them off court shoes, but the technology was always first with them, so them being wore to the court was always like the main focus.
Yeah.
What happened was we put prestige on them, and it was like, all right, I'm not trying to mess these up. So now these became off-court shoes. And then, of course, as the technology advanced, there was no need to wear them on the court anymore. You don't want to hurt your ankles, or, you know, if you got a wide foot, you don't want to wear certain models. And, you know, a lot of that stuff just happened over time. And I guess the focus, if a lot of people haven't noticed this, but of course I've noticed, every Jordan has some type of technology that came from regular Nike shoes. It was just transferred over to them. And you know my page with Mr. Unloved Ones, I run that whole thing as far as like trying to, you know, go over the history. Like a lot of the ones actually incorporated, well, these fusion ones, a lot of those fusion ones incorporated that type of technology, even the upcoming Flyknits. Like I'm shocked it took them so long to do it. I'm just mad at how it turned out because I remember the MTM pack.
Horrible.
And that's what I was thinking when I seen the first descriptions leak. Like, okay, they about to put the MTM ones out. Here we go. I'm happy. And then we seen the Flyknits and we were like, okay, this is not what I was expecting.
You know what it looked like? You know when you used to go to your grandmother's house and go use the bathroom and she had that knitted doily over the extra roll of toilet paper sitting on the counter? That's what it looked like. It looked like something your grandmother knitted and they just threw like a midsole and the outsole on it. Like the execution is horrible. Like I can imagine the premise. And like you said, like, I didn't think about it.
You know what? It's even more so disappointing because you seen the Air Force Ones, like when they did the Flyknits for those, it was dope.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I wasn't a big fan of those either, but yeah, these definitely. I don't. Maybe it's a different material they're using. I don't know. Like it's.
I have no clue because that it didn't make sense to me. I mean, if they could execute it on the Air Force One seamlessly, why couldn't they transfer that to the Air Jordan 1?
But see,
if they were going to go that route.
Yeah, that Jordan 1 is like.
it's bad.
It
it's
broke.
bad.
Like my brain was trying to understand it and it couldn't.
Like I was, but it makes me question like who's it like. Because I would like to think that there's a process in which a shoe is the concept to the actual delivery to the public. And, like, how it goes through that protocol and nobody...
You're assuming they give it that much thought. It could have just been the case of, like, the...
that's right.
That Vanchetta leather, that... what was the hype with the Hender schemes last summer? That
right.
aged leather.
Yeah.
And then like what was it at the end of last year? We got that LeBron that Guru was bitching about.
Yeah.
And then it could have just been Nike just walked into their where they store their materials. And
we're making this.
We have just like bolts of this veg leather we need to get rid of.
Yeah, just throw it on this.
Yeah, so they could have just had a bunch of flying it. They're like, what can we bastardize? And they're like, let's do this.
We're not going to burn this.
Yeah.
No,
we're not burning all of this. We spent this much money on this type of resource. Let's go ahead and use it.
No, that's a good point. I just think they've gotten just boringly lazy, and it's like, oh, let's just throw Flyknit on everything. And it's like everything doesn't need to be Flyknit.
No, everything does not.
I get it. Flyknit is some miraculous type of technology, and for me personally, like I think it works when you do it sparingly, as far as a concept. When you throw it on every shoe,
I liked it on like some of the Air Maxes.
I was gonna say Flyknit to me belongs on more of a running type shoe.
And while
they have them coming on the Dunks too. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, I saw those. I'm not excited.
Well, that's what it confused me when I saw it on the Air Force One.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of liked it, and this isn't just because of my preference. Like I kind of liked it because they did it with the light comfort sole, or it was a light shoe all around.
Yeah.
Because the Air Force One is such a heavy shoe.
Right.
So it was a good change.
Right.
But like when you take something like the Jordan 1 and like the Dunk, those shoes aren't that heavy already. So why are we? No one's running in Dunks.
Nobody's complaining like, oh man, if only my Dunks were more breathable. Like you know what I'm saying? Like nobody's saying that.
As long as they don't do decons on everything else.
They will. Now that you just said it, they will.
The decon. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. Decons are not bad. I do like the decon tools. As long as they don't do like a Flyknit 4 or a Flyknit 5.
They will.
I'm happy.
It's only a matter of time, especially now that you didn't said it, because Nike is listening to us right now.
It's happening.
So you just gave them an idea to do it.
The streets want a Flyknit 6.
Oh my God! No, they don't. No, they don't.
That would be horrible.
Like I never.
You know what? Let's kill the 11. Do a Flyknit 11 so we can just kill the 11.
No, they'll drop it 2 weeks before Christmas, and 5 people will get shot, and it'll just sell out.
I never wanted to be. I never wanted to be seen as like speaking for other people, but I think I can confidently say nobody's looking for a Flyknit 6 or an 11.
I don't even understand how they'll make a Flyknit 11.
If they make a Flyknit 11, I'm done. I think I might just walk away from sneakers
it's possible.
altogether.
It's all possible.
I just might just start collecting like Stacey Adams.
After seeing what they did with the whole, what was it, 29s, with how they pretty much constructed the whole upper that way, yeah, it's possible.
But see, you know what?
They can do it.
But see, once again, though, like that, okay, so that Flyknit is not the same Flyknit on these ones, though. That's like a...
No. It's over-processed.
Yeah, and I thought it was actually pretty well done, but not like he said, you want to bastardize every shoe, every popular shoe you have by let's throw Flyknit on this. Like, dude, like think of other concepts, and can we actually get a leather shoe too, like outside of a retro?
Yeah, I'm having a feeling that Nike is really going to take that off-white concept and run with it after this drops. It's probably going to be their most successful collab outside of Supreme.
That is the worst collab. I ain't gonna say it's the worst collab, but
it's been worse.
I'm not.
Well, I can, but you know what sucks? My wife loves every shoe in that damn line.
It's growing on me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no choice.
The Air Force is still trash bags. But.
The ones are by far. I was like, what the fuck is man? Get. I want to fight somebody now. Like it literally makes me want to just go to Nike headquarters and just pick a fight with the first person I see.
Well, it's Virgil. You blame him. Don't blame Nike on that one.
Listen,
they gave him full reins. And my wife seen it, and she was pretty much like, yeah, I like. And I'm like, I don't. She's like, do they come in women's sizes? I was like, I doubt it. She's like, well, you know what that means. And our relationship dynamic is crazy. If she likes something and it doesn't come in her size, she wants it for me, which means she's still going to try to buy it.
I just feel like this. Just because you eccentric with a weird name does not make you an artist. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that's a lot of this comes down to, hey, that guy has a weird name, and look, he's weird on Instagram. Like,
I think
he's
it's
an artist.
It's Nike trying to capture lightning in a bottle again because they had such success with Kanye and the Yeezy, so they're like when he went over to Adidas, they're like, who else can we get in this vein? So they let's reach out to Virgil. Let's give him a shoe. Let's get Don C going with something. Let's get Bari with the Valone, which we all know how that ended. Going with something like
didn't one of the or three of the top designers at Adidas switch back to Nike?
I haven't heard that. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. I have to look into that now.
Rumors about that. Yeah, there was rumors about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. All good points though, but I guess we gotta get this show moving. Once again, this is what happens when you haven't been in the studio for like 2 months. But since we're starting over and you're the first person from Charleston, South Carolina, we are going to send you a Crep Care Pack, courtesy of
appreciate it.
So we're going to send you to White Ranger, and he's going to get your address, and then we'll send it to
Hey, real quick, you want to get your social media out there again?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yes. Mr. Unloved Ones.
That's who I thought.
On everything.
I'm a fan of your page.
I know I am,
Twitter.
too.
Appreciate it, too. Appreciate
Jordan
that.
1s are like my go-to shoe. Like, whenever I can't figure out what I want to wear, I just want to throw these ones on.
So, well, thanks
definitely.
Thanks for checking in and calling.
Yes, sir.
Oh, appreciate it. Thanks for being back in the studio.
Thank you. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to let them get that real quick, get the address, and then we're going to get move on. Actually, there's a couple of things I want to get into later on after we do the Fab Five. Obviously, I'm going to kind of like talk about LA a little bit more outside of what we talked about on the Sneaker Kind episode. I know Francis is dying to get to that YouTuber's video reaction. Yeah, it's a lot of things. Nike actually went up to Gronk. Gronk is with Nike, right? You're the big sports aficionado on the show. You should know.
When you said, I was like, is that the dude from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, my God. Groot? Oh, my God. Somebody take this man's man card. There's a lot of things coming up. We see Adidas made a promise about some parlays next year. Nike also made a promise about the Hyper Adapt. So we're going to get to some things. And we also have another edition of Diary of a Sneakerhead, or a Diary of a Shoe Salesman. Yeah. And it's kind of funny. I love getting these stories from people that work in retail. Because it'd be crazy. Like my favorite one is the one that like a gang fight broke out in the store. Like a Crip walked in and the blood walked in. And like she said, it was funny because I remember one sentence where she was like, they got blood all over the Tech Fleece table. Just like, how big was this fight? Like, how violent was this fight?
And they still only gave someone 10% off when they bought that Tech Fleece stuff.
Oh, I know, right? It's telling them it's put some ketchup on it. All right, so we got the Sneaker Box podcast, Fab Five releases from the previous week.
The Fab Five.
Fab Five.
The Fab Five. The Fab Five. The Fab Five.
Top five, top five, top five.
I saw it in my dreams. 5, 5, 5.
Brought to you by Sneaker Legends, Detroit's newest sneaker spot. Missed out on your favorite sneaker release? No problem. Just make your way down to the store located at 1033 Howard Street in Dearborn, Michigan. Or you can look up the inventory of the latest and greatest sneakers on their website at sneakerlegends.com. All right, so we're going to get to this. Number 5. I wonder how many people are going to like be. And mind you, this is like since we haven't been on the show. So this is like a month's worth of Fab Five right here. All right, so number 5, I have the Nike Air More Up Tempo Scottie Pippen PE. I thought these were like underrated.
I like them.
I had them in Texas when we went to Dallas. I love that shoe. I've always been wanting a pair. I tried to find the triple black pair with the 3M on it. Couldn't get my hands on them, at least for a decent price. I think somebody was trying to sell them for like $500. I'm like, they're up tempos, guy. Like, stop it. But yeah, so I think this is probably one of the more underrated releases of the month. And I like how the black goes across the tongue, so it has like this zebra look. I guess zebra is the thing right now. Like, it seems to be a lot of zebra colorways. Number 4. Honestly, this could have been higher. Real talk. But Number four,
English.
the Under Armour.
It's pronounced Gordon.
White Ranger ran to the switchboard. Like, I just happened to look over, and I see him damn near stumble to get to that switchboard to play that drop. Number four, you got the Under Armour C1N Hometown. I'm wearing them right now. They're hella comfortable, but they're adult. Like, honestly, like, I know Under Armour is going through some shit right now, but if they continue to make shoes like that, or, you know, at least have style in mind, well, you trying to compare the picture versus
the picture isn't on my screen.
Huh?
The picture.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. I know. I'm looking at the TV screen in the studio. Oh, that's crazy. I think they're dope. They are comfortable. And they look. I like all red shoes. If anybody doesn't know by now, you know, red and gold. I mean, it doesn't really take too much, but I thought it was beautifully executed.
And they came in at 15.
And it came in at 15. You know what's funny? Real quick story behind this. So I wake up in the morning, the day of the release, and, you know, I'm like, okay, like 6 o'clock comes around. Nothing. 7, 8, 9, 10. Nothing. I'm on the website, like, what the hell, dude? Like, they had a little thing on the header that said, you know, coming soon. No, it said releases today. And I'm like, but what time, you know? So I finally went on Twitter, reached out to Under Armour, and they said 1 o'clock. Asked me if they had a size 15. They said no. I'm like, God damn. And then they're like, well, check Foot Locker. I'm like, how does Foot Locker have your shoe that you don't even have? Like, that don't even make sense to me. Like, you would think they would want to reap the benefits.
Yeah, get all that money.
Yeah, get all that money by selling it yourself. But, you know, leave it to me to, you know, think of something that made sense. But, you know, I was able to get the Cam Newtons, but I wasn't able to get the Shaq Attacks. Think about that, Reebok. Just let that marinate for you for a second.
Let that sink in.
But anyway, this is a dope shoe. I saw One Look at Lister and T Ward and Mike Rich. They went to the Under Armour after party. Ooh, in Atlanta.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he's from Atlanta, so it made sense. Yeah, it was a. I mean, it's a nice shoe. I mean, we shit on Under Armour a lot for making shitty shoes, rightfully so.
Are these the white people that we make fun of?
Maybe it's an Under Armour executive that left that review. But this is a nice shoe, so I got to definitely shout them out. Velo, she hates this shoe. Well, I ain't gonna say she hates it, but she thinks the heel could have been done better. I don't know what they could have done better because it doesn't seem bad to me.
It looks like a comfortable and functional shoe.
Yeah, she said it like the heel part looks like a children's arts and craft project, and I'm like, no.
For an Under Armour shoe, it doesn't look bad.
Exactly. I hate that you got to qualify like that.
I'm just saying.
For an Under Armour shoe. Number 3, we have the Air Jordan Retro 5 flight suit. Did I mention I like red shoes?
I like this shoe.
Okay, another funny story. So we're headed to L.A., and, you know, me trying to be cute in the airport. I'm like, okay, so I have my outfit all laid out. Get to the airport. I'm in line, you know, get on a plane. And this guy is, like, looking at me. He's an older black guy. And he's, like, staring me up and down. And I'm like, man, why is he staring at me, right? Like, do I know him? You know, is this my father? You know, like, I don't know who this guy is. So we're on the plane, and, you know, we're waiting because I guess there was, like, 2 planes that were supposed to take off before us. He gets up, and he's, like, on the next aisle over, but, like, 2 rows behind me. And he kneels down, and he's like, hey, young blood, you ain't a part of that, are you? I'm like, a part of what? And he was like, gang life. And I'm like, gang, what? No. Like, get out my face. And he was like, well, you wearing all red. And I'm like, it dawned on me at that point that here I am about to fly to L.A. wearing all red. Like, I had these on. I had on a white and red shirt. And then I had my white and gray, red Red Wings hat. So I'm like, oh, man, this is not good. He was like, if I was you, I would change my clothes before the plane landed. I'm like, well, that's nice to tell me, like, after our luggage is already stored underneath the plane. So we land, and I'm nervous. Like, I'm scared because, like, he's got me thinking, like, yo, like, he was like, yo, that shit is real out there. So from the time I got off the plane until I went to baggage, I am briskly moving through the airport, looking around the corners to see if I see anybody wearing all blue. You know, like, I'm like, nah, you ain't gonna catch me slipping. Nah, like, I am not going to survive Detroit to die in LA. That is not how it's going to go down. But
now
I mean, I had no problems though, huh?
Now you know for next time.
Yeah, I know, right? So, like, my dumb ass next time, watch, I wear the all blue pair. Like, watch. But I like the shoes, the dope shoe. The red could have been deeper. Suede was kind of ashy, but you know what? For those of us who aren't able to get the Toros, this is the next best thing. So
R.I.P. to my Toros.
I know. See. All right. Number 2, and I wonder how many people are gonna like give me shit for this. We got the Reebok Alien Stomper Final Battle pack. I love the shoe.
I mean, concept, the packaging, it's all cool. I like it. It's
dope.
It's dope. Yeah.
It didn't come in my size, but you know, had it come in my size, I would have definitely bought these for $325.
Yes, what I'm saying. Yeah. Like this pack at $325 makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Anybody remembers the movie or grew up as a fan of the movie? You know, obviously, there's some nostalgia attached to it. I mean, from everything from the box to the actual concept of the shoes to the execution.
Apparently, Buckeye doesn't like it.
Flawless. Buckeye doesn't like this.
He just put you tripping.
Call in. We about to argue. We about to have this on the show right now. Call in right now. You listening? That's bullshit. Look, I give Reebok a lot of grief, right? Like I am not beholden to Reebok. However, when they do something right, just like Under Armour, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta show love. This was a dope pack. This was a dope concept.
Conceptually, yeah.
I mean, name something that came out better. Like, honestly, I can't think of it. Like, I trust me, I scoured the last month's releases, and I honestly thought these were the second best release of the month. I cannot think of anything bad to say about this.
Yeah, I got nothing bad
I have
to say
nothing. I mean, you're going to have to point something out for me other than his Reebok.
Good for a collection, but to rock those joints that look like radio. Cuba Gooding Jr. radio.
I mean, it depends on who's rocking it and what you rocking it with.
Well, I can't wear them. I know that for sure. I'm way too. I think
at least the yellow shoes because it would just blend in.
Yeah,
you're too yellow for that. No, it's there goes another Asian listener. No, I mean I don't know. Like I could rock them. I would rock them if I could find them in a size 15. I would rock. I would show y'all how to rock these.
Yeah, for me, it's like. You know what they remind me of? That the air pressure.
Okay.
That's and you know I own the air pressure. I'll never wear it though because I don't think it'll look good on me.
Right.
I think this is one of those shoes that won't look good on me.
I mean, but then we also know there's those sneaker or the trophy sneakers that you get for. Well, I wear all my shoes, but there are shoes that I get because it's like these are dope. I gotta have them. They're not necessarily something I see myself wearing every day. But, you know, on a special occasion, like we go to SneakerCon. Like, yo, like I'm rocking these easily. We getting a lot of people are pissed off about that one. Huh?
Let's get to this number one.
Let's get number one.
Well, this person's from Shanghai, though.
That's like literally our first phone call. I can tell you for a fact that's our first phone call from Shanghai.
Let's blow this number one out because this is probably a long distance ass call.
Exactly. All right, so number one. White Ranger is putting in work over there. I'm sorry. Y'all can't see him off camera, man, but it is the funniest shit ever. All right, so number one is the
He just gave you the finger.
It is funny, man. I'm telling you, he's putting in work. Thomas Campbell, special edition, Nike SB Dunk High Premium Wuthering. I'm usually not a big fan of the Wuthering. However, I like this shoe a lot. I like dunks. You know, I'm a big fan of dunks because I feel like as far as concepts and being out there, I feel like Nike SB probably does the best job of executing concepts on dunks. If you think about it, there's a lot of things they pull out their ass.
I mean, you got entire series. You know, when you look at something like the Black Box series from Nike SB, a lot of that was conceptual with Three Bears pack, the Mafia pack, the Lucky Cats. Like they do concepts well.
And even a collabs, like you think of the Blue Ox and you think of the Gasparillas and
the Dooms.
Yes, the Paparazzis.
Yeah, any of the stuff they've done with Futura. They do collaboration as well, and I'm glad that because when this first came out, they weren't mentioning that it was Thomas Campbell who was an artist. Right. They would just call him like a what the. Yeah. And just like the cause, I'm a fan of the art as well. Right. So I saw this, I was like, this is Thomas Campbell, or someone needs to cut a check to this man because they, but it came out that they are Thomas Campbell, and he got the proper respect for it. And I like these.
Honestly, I love these. I do like when they team up with like actual artists. And because
Virgil's not an artist.
No, it's not at Once again, because he's eccentric and with a weird name doesn't make him an artist. But who else? What was it? Jeff McFetrich. That's another artist that they team up with periodically that I like whenever they do the shoes. And then Geiger, when the misplaced checks and
John Geiger, don't mention John Geiger around me.
okay. Okay. All right. So
they need to take that man's scissors.
Oh
and
my
cloth
God.
away.
Say he's the Tim Burton of sneakers. Oh my God. Okay, so that's our Fab Five. I know I'm about to get some shit for this ugliest release, but I don't care. Ugliest release of the week.
Super ugly.
Oh man. Brought to you by the Unboxed app, the best way of uploading and keeping track of your sneaker collections. Don't think you'll need it? Ask an insurance agent or anyone who has lost a collection in an accident or a tragedy. Download the Unboxed app today on iTunes and follow them on Instagram at unboxed_app. Mike, you want to make this for Android sometimes?
No, he doesn't. Shout out to Mike for picking up his Grail. Shanghai Fives, I saw that. What up?
Ooh. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and just rip this Band-Aid off. The ugliest release of the week, by far to me, and I could give a good goddamn what y'all think about it, because just because it's Pharrell doesn't mean it's a nice shoe. The Pharrell Special Edition Adidas Tennis HU Color Pack. Those shoes, hot garbage. I see a lot of people dying to get them. I don't know why. Those shoes are trash.
It's all the people that couldn't get the human races.
Basically. I honestly, this is what I think, too. I think a lot of these celebrities think they can do no wrong, so they just literally, I honestly think they think of the worst things they could possibly come out with as some type of joke to see how many people are going to go buy it. I think if you was to ask Pharrell seriously, do you think these shoes are hot? I think he would be like, nah, I just want to see how many of y'all will go out and buy them. Like, they are garbage. Like, just because you're a celebrity or an artist doesn't mean that everything you do is hot.
No.
If Michael Jackson can make a bad album, Pharrell can make a bad shoe.
Michael Jackson can make a bad album.
No, I mean, he literally made the bad album. But a bad album.
No, I think it's just, this is the shoe that for people that couldn't get any of the human races. That's all that is.
I mean, honestly, the only way I would get this shoe is if I couldn't get any other shoe. Like, if this was if somebody gave me these shoes, Chiquita would have 4 new shoes donated to Kids for Kids.
The thing that I always look at when I look at any sneaker, I always look at
By the way, where is Chiquita?
I don't know. I always look at it like one of two things. Like, I always look at it and I'm just like, over under. Like, will I pay over retail or under retail? This is definitely an under retail sneaker for me.
These are, man,
I'll
these
pick
are
them
free.
up for under retail.
These are free. Matter of fact, these are fruitcake. These are fruitcake in the sense of I'm not saying they're gay.
There you go. Now we're making fun of the gay.
No, I'm saying the same way people get a fruitcake as a gift. Gay. The same way people get a fruitcake as a gift, only to re-gift it and give it to somebody else, it would be the way I get these shoes. Somebody would give it to me, I would re-gift it and give it to somebody else.
They look better than those alien shits you had up earlier.
Who said that?
Grumpy old sneakerhead.
Grumpy old sneaker. Call in and say that. Say it to my face. No, these are not better than the alien stompers. There's no way you could convince me otherwise. These are garbage, hot garbage. I don't even think flies will land on these. As a matter of fact, next, you would talk more flies with honey than you do with shit. That's what I was always told. You are work. I'm telling you, I'm impressed with you right now.
We need to put a camera in there.
I know. That's honestly, we could just switch the cameras over to the other side of the booth.
Oh, here you go.
I need to really watch how I say things. Ugly honorable mentions. We have the Adidas Alpha Bounce Suede Pack. These look like they grew mold on them. Like, really, it looked like they took regular Alpha Bounces, like saturated them with water, and just like left them outside behind the building.
I saw these in person.
They look worse in person.
Yeah, I was convinced they're bootlegs.
Like, mind you, these are like professional photos meant to make them look in their best light. That's as good as they're gonna look. In person, they look actually worse. Even the cream pair, like you would think a cream colored shoe, you would have to like work real hard to make it look like shit, and they succeeded. Like, that is the like, some things ain't meant to have suede, especially with all those perforations.
No,
and it's just. I'm having trouble looking at it. It's grossing me out right now. I need to take this picture down. It's bothering me. Let's get to the next one. Another ugly honorable mention is the Reebok Instapump Fury Alternate OG. See, I was saying, like, I'm not a Reebok stan. I don't know anything. See, there you go. I don't know. It just bothers me. This shoe is. If I saw this shoe, I can see. Usually, what I do is too. Like, I actually try to think. Okay, like sometimes you'll see a shoe and it's like, and then you see it on somebody's feet and it's like, okay, they don't look that bad. And I tried to envision these on somebody's feet and I couldn't.
You couldn't.
I couldn't.
It like my brain wants to tell me it's like a Air Presto mid.
No,
but it's not.
No, these are. No, I can't do it. Like certain colors should not be. This look like. Excuse me. I don't know, man. Certain colors should not be put together, especially the way that it's color blocked.
Yeah,
I think that has something to do. I mean, because let's be honest. I mean, you could almost say these are like the Atlanta Hawk Reebok Instapumps.
Do what now?
Exactly. I keep forgetting you don't like sports. Like that is really like it throws me off now. Like he's American, he's a male. Like he should love sports. Yeah, I just can't. I cannot see these on anybody's feet. The only person probably wearing these are the actual designer, and even then, he's probably like doing it by force. Like, you're gonna wear these. You made them. You wear them. I know. His boss is checking on him like every 5 minutes to make sure he still has them on his feet. Random pieces of overpriced bullshit. Hey, Ranger.
I see little beef sweat.
And now, in a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened somewhere today. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon.
We have this off-white, off-court collection.
What is this?
I don't know, man. Once again, just because you got a weird name and, you patch together some material doesn't make you an artist, man. It's because you throw paint in the canvas does not make you Van Gogh. Any number of these shoes, right? The collection ranges from $666 to $851.
Are those Post-its?
Honestly, when I saw the price, I was hoping there was going to be like a decimal point after the first digit.
What? Like, scroll down. Can you scroll down?
Scroll. Oh,
yeah. Are those? What is that on? Are those Post-its on that shoe? What is
that? Like all the Post-its say file 13. Like I don't, man. I'm really struggling. Like
those are Post-its.
It really does look like Post-its. And like I don't want to act like I just know everything and anything about fashion or art, but man, like let's be honest, man. We know what things look like shit. We know what looks bad. Like, I think we can universally tell. Like, I ain't got to be a singer to know you can't sing.
No, you don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you sound like garbage, I don't have to be Mariah Carey to say, hey, you suck. I don't have to be a designer to say, hey, these are garbage.
Those are bad.
I can't think of anything nice to say about
It's like
these.
a low top with a high top back.
Oh, yeah, I know these two at the bottom. Oh man, man. Yeah, look it up on Sneaker Bar Detroit, man. Like you get a better point of view other than this video that you're watching right now on YouTube.
Fuck this.
I know. Let's get to these callers, man. I want to get to this person. All right, Brad, we're gonna get to you next. I want to get to the Casanova.
That's fancy.
From I know, right? From Shanghai.
Hello.
Yo.
Oh,
Yeah, hello?
more Yankee,
Hey.
my wanky.
Oh, there you go.
The donga need food.
What?
Oh.
Was Shanghai?
Is this like Shanghai, like China? Or is there like?
Is this Shanghai, China, right?
Yeah, this is Shanghai.
Oh,
Shanghai, China.
What time is it over there?
Right now it's like 12 a.m.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like midnight.
Man, that's what's up. Appreciate you listening.
What's up?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I've been a fan of I just found that you guys did a podcast. I was looking on Instagram. Like I've been like checking Sneaker Bar Detroit for like since like college. So this is like probably like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
At least.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least.
So like actually longer than that. Matter of fact, it's been like a couple of years. I forgot how I came across your site. I think matter of fact like one time I was looking for I used to rock like Creative Rex like if I had to dress up or something like that and I couldn't wear like retros or like sneakers, I wear Creative Rex because they're kind of like look dressy or whatever. Yeah. And I found like a pair, like I was looking online and I found a pair on your site and it was like my size. It was like a navy blue and red like pair. I forgot what it was,
It was like the Milano Highs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got them, and then I checked out your site, and I was like, okay, they actually got it's a dope site. So I've just been just always check in, look at releases, just read articles, things like that. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know I always appreciated your site. I just found out you guys had a podcast. So then I let me call in, and then I was listening. It's dope, man. A lot of information, a lot of knowledge, a lot of I like the chemistry, all that. It's pretty cool.
No, I appreciate it.
Now let me ask you something, Qiasomar. Are you Chinese? Are you stationed in Shanghai? Did you move out there? What's
Oh no, I'm from New York.
Okay, that's what I figured.
I work out here.
I was about to say, not that I'm racist, but you don't sound like you're from Shanghai, China.
No more Yankee. No. Nah, I mean, there's some people out here that don't have an accent. That's probably some of them they either went to school, primary school, middle school, high school in the States, or they went to college or whatever. But I'm definitely not from here.
Oh, that's
okay.
That's what's
so.
Up.
Will you be making the 3 hours flight to Hong Kong for SneakerCon?
Actually, to be honest, I'm out of the loop as far as what's going on in sneakers, man. I've been here for a year, so I haven't really paid attention to what's going on. I've been to Hong Kong. I go to Hong Kong all the time for business or just to go buy stuff because you don't really want to pay for anything in China. But yeah,
is that because you can't really tell the fakes from the real? Is it crazy out there?
Yeah, it's but the sneakers you only go to Nike Shanghai. There's spots. They actually have a lot of legit stores.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is that I wear a size 13 in most retros, and then in Nikes, because Nikes run a half size small. A lot of times, a lot of LeBrons run a half size small,
right.
And the Jordan 1s and Jordan 11s run a half size small. At least for me. So I always got to go up to 14 for those, and that's an absolute no. That's never gonna happen. In the one time that I actually got it was the True Blue, the release that was earlier this year actually, the True Blues that came out, and then the Year of the Rooster, the Chinese New Year 12s. Those two were the ones that were in size 13. I just happened to just be lucky. Just happened to walk by the flagship store on Middle Wahai Road in Shanghai. Just happened to go to that store, and they just happened to have a size 13 in those. But other than that, there's usually never any size 13. So, yeah, I've just been out of the loop.
Well, welcome
and then,
to my
as
world.
far as oh yeah, dog. Yeah, you already know how this is. And then as far as any electronics, anything like that, everything if it's not a Chinese company is always a tax. So you got to go to Korea, South Korea, or to Hong Kong or Japan to get anything at regular retail price for phones, computers, cameras, anything.
Oh,
Otherwise, you're gonna pay a tax.
You said work took you out there. You don't. What is it that you do? You don't mind?
I work in publishing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look
at
you.
Yeah.
All right, man. I wish.
Yeah.
I wish my company sent me out to another country. Oh wait.
Yeah.
International Caesar.
Yeah, so until before they we pulled them off the air, man. You out of there.
Right.
It's crazy.
But no, I definitely appreciate you listening, man. I definitely hope that we remain enjoyable to you. Hopefully.
Oh, definitely. Oh, before y'all let me go, can you tell me where I could check out the podcast? Cause I just I just seen it online. I forgot where I saw it on Instagram. But where can I check it out at? Where can I go if I just want to listen? Where can I go?
Well, if you want to listen to we got this will be episode 135, right? So we got 130 some episodes you can listen to. Now, if you want to listen to any of them, you can go to sneakerbardetroit.com and then click on
iTunes too.
Facts. I'm on the website right now. I just found it. It's on the top thing.
Podcast.
Okay, facts. All right.
You can hash that, and then also we're on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud,
Okay.
YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Pretty much anywhere you can listen to a podcast, we're there.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, no doubt.
135 episodes. Some of them have multiple parts.
Yep. So we are
no doubt,
all over the place. But no, can we sound crap? internationally? No.
Do you have a U.S. address we could use?
Do you have a domestic address?
Yeah, I have a U.S. address.
All right, well,
yeah, I can
put you on hold and you can let White Ranger know.
Yep. Thank you for calling in for Shanghai, China. Like, you are literally the first person I can remember calling from Shanghai, China. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I know. We had somebody call from a mine in Canada.
Shit, from a mine? Oh,
he was like 3 miles.
He
was like 3 miles underground, and he's calling us through, you know, whatever special phone he had. We've had somebody skip school.
Wow.
We had somebody call from the Bahamas. I remember that.
Okay.
So you were definitely the first person from Shanghai, China.
Yeah,
Are we keeping track of all these?
Maybe I'll call you.
No.
We're not.
I'll listen back and make notes.
Yes. But no, thank you for listening, though, man.
No doubt. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you. And then we got Brandon.
Finally.
Oh.
Yep, here you are.
I've come back home.
What's up, man? All right.
What is going on, everybody?
A field reporter.
From the streets.
Your friendly field reporter from Vegas. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Francis, what's up, man?
What's going on, Brandon?
Nothing much, man. We missed you out there in L.A., bro.
Yeah, you know, I couldn't, you know, realistically, I would have spent the entire weekend just baked out of my mind, so I wouldn't have been coherent. So, with all that illegal, I would have been like trashed.
Trust me, there was a few times where I could have used a good dosage.
Yeah, I would have just THC, like
a nice brownie.
My blood would have been 97% THC by the time that weekend was over.
I'm telling you,
I know. That the wife asked about that too. She was like, "So did you do anything?" I was like, "No." She said it all like low key, like, "So did you?"
What?
Like, did I what?
Brendan, you know what I ain't gonna put it out there, but you remember what I told you my theory was about you going on all these trips?
Oh yeah, no, I told her about that too.
What'd she say?
She just kind of smiled and walked away and didn't want to have the conversation. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. Hold on. I said, I got clowned. Wait a second. I got clowned because they're all telling me. I was like, Caesar said, listen, there's something suspect going on because all your activities involve you leaving and giving you alone time. And she's like, baby, I told you. It's just because I want to miss you. And if you're here all the time, I can't miss you. I'm like, You go to work, though. You know that, right?
Man, that sounds like some reverse psychology type shit right there.
I was like, she's like, well, that's all right because you're not going to another sneaker con this year, so you're done. I was like, oh.
That's only because you brought the point up. Like, because you was in Chicago, you was in L.A., and like you said, like she was like, oh, yeah, I just want to do this thing for you. So you get out of here and leave the house to me by myself for a couple of days. And I'm just like, I just find that eerily suspicious.
Right. No, I told her. She laughed at it. She was like, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that.
I love your wife.
She was awesome, though. I told her that I was on the show and everything, and she's like, so you put, like, headphones on? I was like, yeah, I put headphones on, baby. You're acting like you're 2 again. I was like, yeah, it was exciting.
Just notice the irony or just the coincidence that anytime you go out of town, that's when she schedules the pool boy to come by. To clean the pool.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So I wanted to ask you guys a question.
What's that?
Go for it.
So I feel like I know that Jordan Brand is pushing, retros out like it's crack. They're just saturating the market and everything.
Right.
But am I the only one that feels like that these black and red 13s are just like quietly creeping out on us and like nobody is excited about them? Nobody is looking forward to it. Like we just now got official pictures like a week and a half before they dropped.
Oh, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the shoes are sitting, so like there's no rush. Like the hype came from the fact that you had to be their release day in order to get them because otherwise resellers would snatch them up and now you got to pay $300 as opposed to $200. And so, but now that they're sitting, people can be a lot more leisurely. Or a lot more, what is it, leisure or leisurely? Be a lot more leisure in their approach to getting the shoes. Now, you can get them a couple weeks after the fact. As a matter of fact, not only can you get them a couple weeks, but you might be able to get them on a deal at an outlet.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
right.
So I think the hype is gone. People are still buying the shoes. Like, the shoes are still, like, being sold out. And once they sell out, the resale price goes up. But I don't think it's as much because they saturated the market, like you said. Like, so if there's 1 million pairs, like, why am I about to die to get them when I can just wait and get them for $40 less?
Right, and I mean, and don't get me wrong, I've never been one of those sneakerheads where it's like, well, if everybody else wants them, I want them. Matter of fact, I kind of go the opposite way when it comes to that.
I'm the way,
but,
same way too.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm still gonna buy them on release day. There's no question about it. I got to be up there first thing in the morning for that because I want the shoe. I just think it's hilarious because if this shoe would have came out 2 years ago, there's no way you would have had raffles and waiting in line and doing all this garbage. And now I feel like I'm gonna be able to cop a pair on release day, and I'll be able to cop a pair in 3 weeks on a 20% off on a Foot Locker.
Yep. When me wearing a size 15, like. I don't have necessarily that luxury of necessarily waiting it out. Like sometimes I gotta get them, so I'm gonna be there release day. I think the people, the true sneaker aficionados, the true sneaker collectors, who are really into sneakers and whatnot, I think will be out there. Like you're gonna see a Jumpman. Well, of course you're gonna see Jumpman out there.
Of course you're gonna see Jumpman.
But like an MJ 23 Dan, like people like Nightwing, I think you're gonna see them out there. Like, okay, we about to go get these shoes. Because, either they don't have them from the last time they came out or they're starting to break down from the last time they came out, So I think they'll be there to get them. I just don't know if the mass, because there's no level of hype there. Like, it's not like the hottest shoe on the market. So, these aren't Yeezys. These aren't like Jordan 11s. Even though these are the 13s with the 3M, when they finally brought the 3M back on them. So,
yeah, I mean, that black and red, I mean, they look incredible. They look fantastic. And it's just, I can't wait to hold them.
13s are probably one of my top 5 Jordans, just as far as, like, design. So, I mean, anything, I ain't going to say anything 13, but, I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to not sell me a 13. So, I'm looking forward to these because I passed on the last ones because they didn't have that 3M on them. So, now that they have them in the OG form, I will definitely be there along. I don't know when the Flints are supposed to come out.
They're not.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thanks for breaking that. See, once again, our field reporter out there. He's like our Darren Robo.
No, they're not. They killed it. They took those and the playoff ones off the list. They're done. They've decided no-goes on those.
Man, those bastards, man. I was looking forward to those playoffs.
Matter of fact, what they did is they threw those olives out there, and since they threw the olives out there and those Quentin Richardson, those white and royal blue ones with the black, they added those 2 for next year. They took off 2 OG colorways.
See, this is where they're messing up. Like, I mean, like I don't have a problem with the olives or the royal blues. It's just, but why do you have to sacrifice 2 other ones?
Well, and it's the same thing they did with the 12s. We were supposed to have cherry 12s last year.
Yeah.
And then it was, oh no, they're going to come out in February and then March and then it was they're going to come out in September. And now, unless they decide to do a quick strike between now and Christmas, they're done. They're not coming out. And I haven't heard anything about it. And it's bullshit. I don't understand why we have all these other color 12s, but we don't have a good quality, especially with this remaster stuff, a good quality, cherry 12.
Well, that's my thing. Like, I mean, since they the ones that fix their mouth to talk about a remaster program, I would think, right, that if you're going to do a remaster program, go through the gauntlet of all the OGs. Like, just go through the gauntlet, remaster the OG colorways in a good quality fashion, and then revert back to different colorways. To do this whole, we're going to give you this one shoe and then a bunch of other okay-looking colorways. Like, the olives look cool. Like, I'm not dying to have them. I'm probably more pressed to have the royal blues than the olives. But I don't know, man. It's just that whole tease thing. I think people get tired of being teased. I think people get tired of the lazy colorways. I think people get tired of the, subpar quality. So you put all 3 of those things together, I think people are just starting to, like, lose patience with, like, Jordan Brand and Nike. And, they're a big enough company to weather the storm. However, at some point, you start to take on more water, more damage, and that boat starts sinking a little bit. Not to mention Adidas doing everything right now. Like, I don't know what their approach is. I just hope they don't have this attitude of we're Nike, we're Jordan Brand, we can mess up, we can do like we have. I just don't want to have the attitude that they can just get away with doing what they're doing right now and thinking it won't have some lasting effects.
Well, absolutely, and the thing that kills me is there's always an extreme with Nike and Jordan Brand. They can't ever be in the middle. Everybody whined and complained that they weren't making enough shoes.
Right.
So then what does Jordan Brand do? They say, okay, cool, we're going to saturate the market with them. Okay, that's great. But then you guys are putting out bullshit, complete lazy bullshit colorways. So at some point, yes, we wanted some, we wanted more, we wanted an opportunity to get them, but I didn't want an opportunity to get a white and gold 13.
Right.
Of all black with a little bit of gold 14. Like, those are some of the laziest cuts. This history of flight.
Oh, that was trash.
Should never have released. Yeah, they should have never released. That should have stayed somewhere in a Nike town on a wall, because all that is a customized 13. You just buy that to customize it if you want, and that's it.
But that's basically what it is.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually.
Yeah, those history of flight 13s were. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I don't know who. Once again, I don't know who's making these decisions. I don't know who's like, oh man, this is gonna be hot, and then he comes out, and it's like, yeah, okay, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, here's the thing. Like, you mean to tell me they can't run an audible on that? Like, they ran an audible on the playoffs and the Flints. They can't say, you know what, this ain't getting enough traction. Let's pull the release.
Yeah.
On this,
I think that history of flight was better left as like you said, just like
something unique.
Yeah.
because that's not something that's going to have mass appeal.
That's probably what it was. They saw the people wanted that, but I think they didn't realize that people wanted that because of its rarity and exclusivity.
Exactly, there's a difference.
Yeah. Not because the idea, the concept was hot. I mean,
no one looked at that shit and was just like, "Yo, that's fire."
Right.
Right. I'm sorry. It's a lazy. I mean, even the Jumpman was white. It was a white on white shoe. Like, I don't understand. That's not hot to me.
No.
It's cool when nobody has it and you can look at it and go, "Oh wow, they have 1 through 29 and they're all dressed the same way."
Right.
Like, that is a cool collection. But to have that in my house, I don't want that shit. I'm not gonna wear that.
So you got a birthday coming up tomorrow?
Yeah, man. My birthday is tomorrow, man. I'm turning 36. I'm getting super old.
Yeah, yes. That's what's up, man. Like, congratulations to you. Happy birthday. Now, for a birthday gift, is your wife going to, like, tell you to go out on the town by yourself so she can have a house to herself?
Where's she sending you out?
No, where is she sending you?
Okay, so I'm going to New York. No, I'm just joking. You know what? I think, it's crazy, too, because I don't really get to celebrate my birthday too much because my daughter's birthday is on the 8th.
Okay.
So I mean, that was kind of the birthday gift for me, anyways, is being a father and whatnot.
Oh.
I know I'm a sap, but I think we're gonna take her to the movies and whatnot. And I think I'll do what I've been doing for the last 3 years. I'm gonna go down to Urban Necessities and see my boy JC and throw some money in that Keymaster machine and see if I can pull out something. It hasn't happened in 2 years, so maybe this year it'll be the year.
You got to go for some of that LV Supreme stuff, sell it, and
there you go.
And give me $1.
Yeah, no, I already told him. I already told him if I hit a Yeezy or anything like that, you can just give me store credit because I don't want none of that. I'll just let's find a Jordan or something I'll rock. I don't need none of that hype beast stuff.
My man, you know what? Since it's your birthday, we're gonna send you some crap.
Oh snap!
Yep, we're gonna send you some crap, man. I mean, I see you like almost at every secret con now that your wife was trying to get you out the house. So
I know, right?
Like, so
there's almost a part of me that wishes there was something shady going on, just so I can keep going to SneakerCon.
Use it as leverage.
Yeah, just be like, well, no, I gotta go.
But yeah, we're gonna send you over to White Ranger. He's gonna get your address, and we'll send you out some crap.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Peace. Dave, we getting a lot of phone calls today. It's funny how we give it all free stuff. Everybody wants to call in now. Dave from DC.
Hey, what's going on, man? I ain't calling for no free stuff. I ain't calling in a while, so just call to say what's up.
I know. I had to mess with you.
Yeah, I just want to disagree with my man from, I think he's from Vegas, right? About the 13s.
Well, okay, what about it? Yeah, that was in Vegas.
Yeah, it's not a big buzz in the DMV area as, per se, releases of like last year before. But it is a little bit of a buzz, though, so I won't advise anybody to sleep on it. I would say try to go out there and get it on release day.
What are you talking about?
Folks might be surprised.
I think he's implying that.
Folks might be surprised he might get sold out.
Oh, you saying shoes sell out in D.C.?
The 13.
Yeah. The black and red, the red 13s, black and red joints with 3M.
Oh.
Back with it.
No,
yeah, they're coming back with screw form, man. That BS that came out in 2012.
Yeah, that one. 2012 was it was some shoes that were forgettable. But I mean, I guess it depends on the area too.
Yeah,
though. I
they're
mean,
not selling out here.
Yeah, not in Detroit.
No.
You know, they're not gonna sell out here either. But I mean, just like the Space Jams. Like there was a lot of places that still had them, and a lot of places that sold out quickly. I know they sold out quick as hell here.
Mm-hmm.
It sold out quickly as hell in DC too, bro.
Right, but there was some areas people telling me like still had them like a couple days after the release. So I guess it just breaks down to your area, and you know, if you got a high population of sneakerheads, like I'm guessing they didn't sell out in Idaho, you know.
Yeah, no, because I mean, unless it's one of those 11 releases towards the end of the year, like a lot of Jordans just tend to sit around here.
Yeah, I know here in Detroit, but I mean, you can go to another like DC,
and not like sit like for 2-3 weeks. Like you'll get a couple, you know, some, yeah, but like you get like a couple days after release date.
Yeah.
And now that
I'm glad they're coming back out, man. So I can finally retire my OGs, man.
Well, see, I mean, you're an actual sneaker like collector. Like I feel like I have to start making a distinction between sneakerhead and sneaker collector. I think sneakerheads buy it because they see a lot of other people buying it, and you know, for that reason only. I think a lot of sneaker collectors actually have a love of a particular shoe and are trying to build up a said collection. So. I consider myself more of a collector now. Like, I mean, everybody has a little bit of sneakerhead in them, a little bit of hype beast in them, small levels of it. But you have collectors and then you have sneakerheads. Like, collectors are actually thinking long term. Like, I want this shoe.
Gatorade, is it in you? Gatorade.
That makes me think of the Sixers. The Sixers,
Gatorade.
I hate the Sixers.
Them things are terrible.
Those things are terrible. Like, basically, they're the Carmines. They gave you the Carmine. Like, once again, this is what I mean by lazy. It was like, I would have preferred the green suede pair that we saw pictures of, you know, that we thought were going to be the release, and then they just came back out and was like, oh, no, we're going to give you these Carmine-looking, you know, whatchamacallits. I just think it's, like, lazy on their part. I just think it's just, like, I think they taking, like, the marketplace for granted. I think they just think, all right, we can just throw Jordan, and as long as it's a signature line Jordan, we can just do whatever we want to, and people are going to buy it. And I think at some point,
it's just not going to be true.
Yeah, the bottom is going to fall out. I don't know, man.
I mean,
it's a lot of frustration.
Like the Jordan 1, like they've.
Put they could put that in the vault for a minute.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, like let people like fall back in love with it. Like I love it. But at the same time, when you constantly see that shoe, it's like, you know, you haven't really had a chance to miss it. Like the threes. Like when they come back out with the black cement threes, this is gonna be the first shoe I doubled up on. I have never doubled up on a shoe.
I love the black cement 3. It's one of my favorite Jordans that I own.
Yeah, I'm getting those. 2 of them.
But think about it in this way though. Back in like 04, 05, around that time frame, Jay's kind of took a little bit of a decline too.
Back when?
It just suddenly started. At least around here, around like 04, 05, you wasn't seeing folks wearing J's like that.
Mm-hmm.
Around here, you damn near get clowned for wearing J's. And then all of a sudden, close to like 09, when they start cranking out those 11s again, I'm changing that they, you know, everybody on their Jordan head now. And now it's like, circus just coming back full circle. Nobody want to rock Jordans. So, it's just going to take that one particular shoe to get everybody back on the bandwagon again.
But that's what I mean, though.
I like it.
But that's what I mean about, like, sneakerhead, like, hype. Like, hype would get you to do stuff that you normally wouldn't do because that's the thing to do right now. Like, everybody thinks it's cool, right? But when you actually doing it for you love it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you have waves, because people fall off. Like, Jordans might be on this downward turn right now because not everybody likes Jordans like that. You know what I'm saying? They like it because it's the cool thing to wear right now. Like their friends are wearing it. You know, the blogs are saying you got to have this shoe. The celebrity is wearing that shoe. But if you don't really love nothing, like eventually it's going to wear thin on you. You're going to fall off from it. But if you actually love it, it doesn't matter who's wearing it. You're going to get it. And so, you know, that's why for me, like, I don't care who's wearing this shoe. Like, it could be a million people and I could be the only one wearing it. I'm going to still get, you know, that's just me. But, I mean, it's interesting to watch this whole thing turn. I always wonder, like, where sneaker culture was going to be in, like, the next 5 years. Because I don't see it maintaining this level of hype, which kind of leads me to, well, first let me do this. Dave, since we're starting over, we're going to send you some crep. Since you're the first caller from D.C.
Give it away.
Oh, well, that's what's up. I was going to ask anyway, but thank you for beating me.
No, yeah, we're going to send you over to White Ranger, and he's going to get your address.
All right, cool, man.
Yep, appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right, so, you know, talking about, you know, where I think sneaker culture is going to go, that kind of leads me into this SneakerCon YouTuber thing, and I know Francis is dying to really speak on this. But I always wonder, and this is just me being constructively critical of what I see. As a business standpoint, I understand what SneakerCon is doing. And anybody listens to the show knows, you know, I defend a lot of these people because these are really good people on YouTube and otherwise who are just trying to have fun, and, you know, they see the ability to market and brand themselves. And, you know, I have no problems with that. Like, if Nike can make money off of sneaker culture, so can these other people, as long as they are doing it for the right reasons. For the most part, I feel like they are. I know people have a difference of opinion as far as how they go about doing it, but, you know, these are young people, and they're having fun. They're not, you know, calling themselves professors of sneakers or anything like that. They're like, hey, I like sneakers. I do YouTube videos. Like, you know, this is what we do nowadays. And, you know, they got a following and they're able to parlay that into a business. You know, I have no qualms with that, especially, you know, for my brothers, you know, because I feel like, you know, I'm not about to, like, shit on a young black person for doing something they love, doing something positive, just because I feel like they should do it the way I want them to do it. However, I do think there has to be a conversation as far as, at least in the case of SneakerCon, as much as I love SneakerCon, because once again, I would say, I know a lot of people, they see the YouTubers, they see the hype, they see, that's all they see.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a lot more going on in that because we're there. You know, we're not a part of that. I don't think we're a part of that per se. But there's people that's, you have collections, there are people that are selling, there's people that have brands that they're trying to get out there. Like Anderson Blue, he's a graphic artist. He's out there getting his stuff out. The guys that created the bags we put on sneakers, Dry Steppers, they first came out in New York to SneakerCon to get their brand and business out there. You always see Original Roughneck. You always see 8-9. Like, these are clothing brands. So I feel like it's a diverse mixed bag. However, I do think SneakerCon does put, I want to say this right way, I do feel like they put too much emphasis. I'm starting to feel that way.
Just
because I feel
smidgen.
like because I feel like everything has a shelf life, and I always feel like there's a bubble, and I feel like sneaker culture is going to be here, but like the whole YouTuber thing may or may not last. And I think if you hit your wagon to this thing specifically, to the point where, like, if let's just say if YouTube died right now, what would SneakerCon do? And this is no slight on anybody. Like, I'm not saying anybody's doing anything wrong. I'm just saying if I'm SneakerCon, you know what I'm saying, I have to make sure I'm putting just as much emphasis on this side of sneaker culture as much as I am on this side of sneaker culture.
I mean, because the culture and the community existed long before.
Because sneaker culture is bigger than 5 people.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if you're going to put this much emphasis on this part of it, you have to make sure it has to be a balance.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're putting 80% of your focus on this, then you better pray to God that whatever
doesn't fall through.
Yeah, because otherwise, you struggling to trying to find your way back into relevancy. I mean,
it's like it's just bad business.
Yeah, and so like I like everybody there. I like Alan. I think he's a great guy. But this is just me being constructively critical, and this is a conversation I would have with anybody. Like this ain't me shitting on anybody. I'm just saying I'm just trying to figure out where do we go from here, because we was in L.A. and I had the ability to step back and look at a lot of things, and it's like it's like,
well, that's like one of the things that you said in the group chat was like with this YouTuber, the more recent video, the culture's kind of jumping the shark. Like sneaker kind of jumped the shark. Like
I do feel like there is a jump the shark element to this. I know you had a lot to say about that YouTube video.
Well, that's so before I think people know we're talking about that that No Lines YouTube video, and I'm kind of glad we took that little buffer week, because like I said over the phone earlier this week. It gave me a second to better put together what I had to say. Because initially I was going to go on my bad. So initially I was going to go on like this long like diatribe towards the whole culture in general.
Right.
But no, I think I mean, I'm just going to say it. I think it's whack. I think what they did was whack and corny. And this isn't a slight towards Tony or Bull, because I've had a chance to talk to them
right
with their cameras down.
Right.
And and I talked to Tony in Dallas right after the show ended, and I was like, yo, what he's doing with his video game on his channel, I was like, it's kind of cool. I like that. And we got a chance to hang out with Bull, but I was like, I've always had a problem with the way that Qias goes about doing stuff, and I know I'm probably like gonna catch a grip of shit from all his followers.
First of all, let me just say this: like, this show is meant for everybody to have an opinion and to keep it real. And like I said, we're not out here trying to attack anybody, but at the same time, if we see something that we think, like, we're not saying these are bad people, but at the same time, if you're doing something that we feel like is
and me gassing up Tony and Bull off top wasn't me kind of trying to like compensate or make light of it. It's like I genuinely do think Tony and Bull are good people outside of the camera. Like I've had a chance to talk to them, and I think they're great. But this YouTuber thing, this Qias following clan or whatever it is, I think it's gotten out of hand. I've said before in the group chat, it's I'm not against what Qias is doing, building his brand.
Right.
He's making his money. You can't knock that.
Right.
But it's what exactly is he doing to advance the community, the culture? And I maybe just be some asshole on the other side of a microphone saying this.
Right.
But I take it. I don't see what he's doing to better promote the community and the culture, aside from showing up at the sneaker cons. Because let's be real. Let's be 100% factual with this. Qias is being paid to be there. His following that he's meeting, and he's taking the time for these lines of people that are being there. Let's get it straight. If he wasn't being paid, he wouldn't be there for them. So what is he doing exactly? You know what I'm saying? And I know it's kind of like it's probably stepping on toes, and I may be going a little too hard, but I kind of said in defense, initially off top when this video first dropped, I didn't want to give Qias the click.
Right.
Off top, I said it. So I went and I was like, let me go see. I'll go look for it on Tony's page. I'll go look for it on Bull's page. Why isn't it on either of their pages? They are on that song. Why couldn't they get those clicks too? It's standing at over 500,000. It's standing at 5. I think it's 500,000 views right now. Why couldn't Tony and Bull get some of them clicks?
That's a good point.
Off top, we got a Crep, drop from Qias because he has Crep family, but Bull and Tony are family for another brand.
Right.
They couldn't represent their brand on that. Why is that? Why do I feel like I feel like Tony and Bull got played in that whole deal?
And it's funny, full disclosure too, I talked to Tony, and this is the weird spot that I feel like it puts me in, because I want nobody to feel like we have stepping, right? But I'm not about to just shit on somebody for the sake of shitting on somebody, especially when I know these are good people, and I consider them to be friends, you know what I'm saying? Because we talk to them outside of the shows, outside of StinkerCon, outside of this podcast. But at the same time, like, I talked to Tony, I hit him up because I saw the the clip that they leaked out before they actually put the song out there. And I thought it was, like I said, like my first reaction was, this is them being funny. I had no problem with it initially because it was like, you know, I know these guys, they're just being silly. I know they're not trying to be malicious and whatnot. But then I started getting like some people hit me up. Like, did you see this? Did you see this? Did you see this? And then I had some other people who are arguing all the time on their behalf, you know what I'm saying, about YouTubers and their place and hype beasts and yada, yada, yada. And they'll like hit me up like, dog, you gonna co-sign on this? And I'm like, dog, like, why do I have to co-sign? Like, dog, like, can I just be a neutral party? But when I saw the video, and the more I saw it, and the more, you know, I talked to people, it definitely had this jump the shark feel. And, you know, I know they do a lot of stuff for the kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like...
Well, they need to. That's about 97% of their audience.
Well, I mean, as far as, like, Heist tries not to cuss in his videos because he knows kids watching, whatever. So they do try to be good and positive. And I don't think they were trying to be malicious. But at the same time, just because you intended for something to be a certain way doesn't mean it's going to be perceived a certain way. Like, I can... Like, for all intents and purposes, I can say a joke that I didn't intend to offend anybody, but that doesn't mean that somebody's not going to be offended. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you have to be aware of that. It's a word that you should know, that most people listening should know. It's called discernment, right? Discernment allows you to say, okay, you know what? This is funny, or this, I want to do this, but you know what? This could be taken the wrong way. So, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to give you case in point. Big Baller Brand. I'm not a big fan of anybody listening to the show, right? There was going to be a picture I posted. I was going to post this picture, and it was a picture of of somebody wearing a hood. You couldn't see their face, and they had a gun like pointed, like if you're looking at the picture, it was like kind of pointed at you. And so I cropped the Big Baller Brand logo into the black area where the face would be, and I was going to post it and say, "This is the only way they can get me to buy their shoes." But then I have to think about it. Like, what message would I be sending? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's funny, and I thought it was funny, and I knew that I didn't have any ill intent with it. But at the same time, you have to be aware of how people are going to see that and how they're going to take that and how they're going to perceive it. And so that's why I never posted it. Like,
well, it's because, you know, everyone looking at the same thing will see it differently depending on where they're standing.
Right.
No one, you know, it's perception.
But I wanted to say that to say, just because kids like it doesn't mean that it's always good. Like, kids, if given a choice, kids will eat pizza, candy, and sugar for dinner every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, when does a kid ever say, hey, that's not a good idea? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wanted to drive a motorcycle off a skyscraper, like, they would be like, oh, my God, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are kids. Like, I don't know how to do that. Oh, the video? It's on Qiasomar YouTube channel. I guess he's gonna pull the White Ranger's gonna pull the video. Look on Qiasomar YouTube channel. It should be up there. But I mean, this is why I say use discernment, because we are all adults, and as an adult, yes, you want to appeal to kids. You want to appeal to everybody, right? But kids obviously is the target audience. However, there has to be a level of discernment that you use as an adult to say, you know what, this. I know I didn't mean anything. I know this is all fun and games. At the same time, this may not be a good look. And so, and then you got to remember, too, some things don't age well.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to be conscious, too, of how it is going to look 5 years from now. Because it could be hot right now. Like, Vanilla Ice was hot at one point.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
I know. I'm going to keep referencing as many times as I can. I'm going to reference Vanilla Ice. But Vanilla Ice was hot at one point. Somebody was buying that dude albums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Ja Rule was hot at one point. Murder Inc. was the #1 record label at one point. But now we look back at him and we're like, man, that was whack. Why would we buy that? Why would we buy his music? Like, he was garbage. Yeah. So I just think that a level of discernment needs to be used more. If that would be my only criticism. Like, these are not bad guys. I hate that I got to quantify this because now it sounds like I'm coddling. But these are not bad guys. I don't think they had any ill intentions. But however, just because you intended for something to be a certain way doesn't mean it's going to be taken that certain way. And so I just, you know, that's my 2 cents on it. Like like I said, I'm gonna talk to him when I see him in Atlanta. I got nothing but love for him. Like I said, these are two young people trying to do something positive, trying to do something fun. They two young entrepreneurs. I'm always gonna support that because there's all these other vultures making money, and I'm not, so I'm not about to sit up here and be mad at them because they're doing something that they enjoy, that they love, and they're being profitable off of it. Ain't that the point?
Yeah,
is to do something that you love.
It
like
is. But it's at some point you got to just sit back and we're in this culture, in this community, we're quick to point out fakes.
Yeah.
As far as sneakers,
right.
We're quick to pull people's cards, but it's like I feel like with this YouTuber thing, and not Tony, not Bull. I'm not going to exclude Kais from this, but we don't call out culture vultures off top. This is what's happening. And nothing, like I said, he's making his money, he's doing this, but it's like the dude's a YouTuber first.
Right.
Let's get that. He has some connection with FouseyTube, who was one of the bigger YouTubers. He is a YouTuber first that just happened to get into sneakers. He saw a lane.
Right.
He's jumping in it. He's going to take money from take. And then in 5 years, he's going to have this video out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he could just be off doing, YouTube prank videos. And it's...
I'm going to say this, too, because like I said, like I don't want anybody to think that I'm going to shy away from conversation because I'm not saying anything on the show that I wouldn't say to them. Matter of fact, like I said, me and Tony had a conversation already. However...
How is this?
I don't know what he's playing. I don't know what video that is. But the same way, like, me and Jumpman, like, best of friends...
Jumpman had some key words about this.
Well, my point was going to be is a true friend is not going to always say you're doing everything right. A true friend is going to say, hey, you know what? This ain't a good idea. They're going to let you know that you may not, they're going to let you know when you're wrong. Mm-hmm. Like Guru, he'll like, yo, see, you shouldn't say that or you shouldn't do this. Jumpman, you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do this. Like, those are my friends. They're not saying it to be assholes. They saying it because they like, yo, we don't want to see you in a bad position. We don't want to see you, say or do something that not only hurts you, hurts the show and all this other stuff. So that's what a good friend would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to shotgun and co-sign and ride with everything somebody does does not make you a good friend. That makes you an enabler.
Which what I said off top with the Tony and Bull not getting the clicks from this. Like,
I don't know if it was malicious on Kais's part. Like, I'm not, I don't know if it was like, I don't know what the arrangement was. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't say he made, because for all I know, they could have said, like, it's throw it on your channel, so I don't know.
I'd like to hear about it because it's, by me saying that isn't to be malicious. It's just like, he got 500,000 clicks.
Matter of fact, I'm going to have Tony come on the show next week and we could talk about it more. Because he can give his side of things. I don't want to just
because I definitely want to hear it. Because like I said, right. I know how it works. Clicks equal money and stuff. So it's like they were equal parts in it. Unless Kais broke them off.
Right. And these good people. Like honestly, I can't wait because we're supposed to hang out with Tony in Atlanta. I can't wait for that shit. Because he's good people.
I'm probably not invited to that party now.
Nah. Tony, Bull, they good people. Kais good people. You know what I'm saying? I've never had a problem with any of these people. But if you ask for my honest opinion about the video, I know they was having fun. I know they didn't mean anything ill by it. However, it did.
If I was a YouTuber, I wouldn't be bothered.
I wouldn't. If I was gonna put it like this, had that been me, I'd have been like, you know what? No, I'm good. That's me though.
It also spawned disses from like Blake Linder.
Oh really?
Yeah, you didn't see that shit?
No.
Oh my god.
How bad or good was it? Okay, so you hold yourself twice because if you felt like the video was about you, you got hold once, and then you made a horrible song in response to it, so now you hold yourself.
But he might as well have gone out there and been like, I'm rich, I buy my lines.
No, you're not rich. Your dad is rich.
Yeah, and at the end of it, it was just like, what I don't like about both of these is at the very end, they're like, we just playing. Like, no, just get it off your chest. At the end of this, am I going to be like, I'm just playing? No, I'm not. And what I said, I'm going to stick to.
Right. Like I said, I got love for both of them. I got love for all these guys. Like I said, nobody's a bad person. However, it's just, I don't know. What are people saying on the?
Let's see. Let it loose, Francis. Let it flow, Francis. Keeping it 100. Keep it real and not yes men. So real friends keep it real and not yes men. So Francis and African Caesar are keeping it real. Salute.
I mean, that's the only way I know how to operate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we got G4 on the line.
Yeah,
so.
G4. Let's get him on the phone. G4.
What's going on, people?
What's
up,
people?
What's
up? What's up?
Got it, thing. Bruh. So let me start out by apologizing because Francis and I had this talk through text message. Francis, what was it, like the day after it dropped or whatever? When
Yeah, I had to, because what I was doing was I was getting a feel from the community. Like, am I the only one that feels this way? Like, am I just being irrationally hard because my own?
I will say this though, real quick before you get into your thing. I saw a lot of the responses, and a lot of them. I mean, it was a lot of people saying, like, there was a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, you know, flames and all this other stuff," but they were like kids. You know, so I think a lot of the adults that I saw responding were kind of like, "Yeah, y'all should get this."
I really wish JB was here because he had a really good, I'm not gonna, but he had a really good, response to it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, so Francis, when I told you I thought it was funny, like that's really all I had for the whole situation. And Francis addressed the same thing that he's saying now. And Caesar, like you said, the concept of discernment kind of set in late. I literally decided to just sit back and look at it for exactly what it is. And as an adult, it did come off kind of shitty. And the only reason that I say that is because I got to watch it from beginning to the end. And I remember Qais not really knowing if he wanted to do it because of the same backlash that they're kind of receiving now. And then you go ahead and you do it anyway. And it's one of them deals where you kind of can't get out of it now. You pretty much just said, for lack of better terms, fuck it. I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
Right.
So Francis, I will admit, like looking back on it, I see exactly where you come from because it makes sense. Like on my end, Francis, like I told you, I don't know if I'm too small not to give a shit or if I'm just too far out of the loop that it doesn't bother me because, I mean, for Bull and Tony are really cool with me. Tony follows my channel. I've talked to both of them and actually talked to Bull for a second while we were in Dallas, and these are good young men.
Right.
And I know that they were probably doing it out of fun, but it's kind of one of those deals where somebody should have really sit back and didn't look at it from a YouTuber or creative standpoint, put themselves in the shoes of people that are actually receiving this content that you're dropping.
Well, that's what I said. You know, it's like I'm not even coming from a YouTuber content, provider. I'm coming at it from just being part of the culture and the community.
Right, but he's saying that they looked at it more like this is going to be fun, this is going to get some views, this is going to get, and I get that, you know what I'm saying, but once again, discernment. Word of the day, discernment. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's being able to discern between what's a good move and what's not a good move. Yes, you got your views, and, a lot of kids love it, you know what I'm saying, and maybe that's all that matters, you know what I'm saying, but I would like to think that, at least for me, if I was to be like, if I was asked to be a part of this and I heard the concept, I would have been like, I'm good. Like, y'all do y'all thing, but I'm a pass on this. And once again, is maybe I'm older. You know what I'm saying? I'm 33. Maybe these guys are younger. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They're young. They're having fun. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound like I'm beating up on them or I'm like chastising them or judging them. But if you're gonna ask me an honest opinion about the video, I mean, it's like it was definitely jump the sharkish, and I would have used more discernment because you're gonna get a lot of flack, a lot of hate, unnecessary hate, because they're already getting hate as it is just for being YouTubers, which I don't get. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube is here to stay, and it's a part of the game now. Get used to it. So why add to that? You know what I'm saying? Especially unnecessarily.
Tony had bars, though. I'm going to say that.
No, Tony did have bars. I'll give him that. Like
Tony did have bars.
Tony did have bars. I will give Tony his proper due as far as that.
I'm all about a Tony mixtape.
No, yeah, if Tony wants to talk, Tony does a mixtape on anything else, I give it a good listen.
Yeah.
I guess that's the bright spot of the song.
Tony really had bars.
Tony had bars.
It really is.
Skip, you want to get on? Can we get Skip, get on here.
Fuck Skip.
Hey, am I on?
Yeah, you on, man.
Hey, I'm in my car right now, so it might sound funny.
You always sound funny.
Yeah, you do. Nigga, get your
Yeah, you weren't as funny as that phone call you was fed on the stairs.
Hey, that shit hurt.
Man.
That shit hurt my pride. All the embarrassing shit flying down the road.
Man, hey, Francis said you should change your name from Skip Goes Hard to Skip Falls Hard.
Nah.
What's
Y'all
up?
off the chain.
What's up, though?
What's going on, Skip?
Hey, man, another day. Hey, what are we talking about? We talking about that song and shit?
Yeah.
Yes, him?
Shit, well,
Oh, man.
I'm listening.
Hey, you know what? It's funny. It's funny because, you know, there were people making their little pussy ass reaction videos, which that shit spread like wildfire. That shit spread like wildfire, like the whole I'm selling my sneaker collection. You remember everybody making them pussy ass videos about that?
Yeah, I remember.
That shit was so weak. But when I first heard it, I was like, okay, it's funny. One thing, I didn't take any offense of it because one, nigga, I'm not up at that level yet. Two, it's about no lines at the booth, which pretty much I had no booth, so that shit had nothing to do with my ass.
Right.
So for me, it was just pure, like, you know, entertainment. What's the name? I'm tripping. What's the name? Tony D. That nigga had the hardest verse.
Right.
Everybody else shit. It was like more Tony D's song, and the other niggas was like, "Hey, y'all just hop on this beat. Y'all say y'all little shit, and then but overall, I mean, I think they were just having fun and shit. But at the same time, they had to be talking about somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you're not just gonna come out the blue with no pussy ass song like that. You know what I mean? You got to be talking about somebody.
I mean, and that's what I mean by discernment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm taking what he said at face value, that they weren't attacking anybody; they were just having fun. So I believe him when he says that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I believe him when he says that. But however, that doesn't mean it's gonna be taken as that. Like you just said, most people are gonna hear that and like, you talking about somebody, guy. You know what I'm saying? So now you open up the floodgates on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now the conversation goes from y'all just having fun to who is y'all talking about, and now people taking offense to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people felt like it was about them. Like, I guess Blake Linder, is that his name?
Blake Linder.
Thought it was about him.
I think that's the name. That's the name that I kept on.
I kept hearing.
Seeing that was.
But that's what social media is. Like, the same kids that we trying to appeal to, the same kids will sit up there and speculate all day to the point where you'll think it is reality. Like, Tony and them never said a name. They weren't talking about it in particular. What are we playing? They weren't talking about anybody in particular. However, people started speculating on social media, and the name that kept coming up was Blake Linder. And, you know, if you Blake Linder, you're going to be feeling a certain kind of way because not everybody putting your name in it. And now, you know what I'm saying, it's so many people putting your name in it, now you feel obligated to respond. And that's what I mean by discernment. Like, discernment just removes all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to do you ain't got to apologize. You ain't got to explain because you would have never did it.
Hey, was there ever a time, not to cut y'all off, was there ever a time, this Blake dude, was there ever a time that he did not have any lines at his booth? You know what I mean?
I don't pay attention to it. Only person I see that has like a huge line is Qias, because we generally in that vicinity because we were Crep, right? Yeah. And so I see that, you know what I'm saying? I'm in reference to it, and it never bothered me, you know what I'm saying? Because more power to him. You know, you got people out here that's wanting to see you, you know, and he's nice enough to take pictures and talk to all these people, and and whatnot. So it ain't never bothered me, but you know, I know when you come out with a song that says no lines, people are automatically gonna connect the dots and think you're talking about somebody who has no lines. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
Little pussy ass boot, yeah.
That's what Twitter is. When news breaks, right? What do people begin doing? They begin speculating. They begin plugging in names that make sense. You know, like that's just how it is. It's like, yo, just be me personally, and maybe because I'm come from an age where we didn't have Twitter growing up as kids. We had like pagers, and we had to actually write letters. You had to actually call somebody. They actually had to be home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because when I was a kid, we didn't even have cell phones like that. You was a boss if you had a cell phone. So
hell yeah, nigga, you had a cell phone.
Yeah, you was a boss. So
my first little pussy ass cell phone was a prepaid Nokia.
No, you and everybody else.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So my thing is like, because I can see, you know what I'm saying, what we've turned into, and I see, you know, especially like on Twitter and everything else, how things can just go left when you wanted them to go right. Like,
you damn right.
It's just, why put yourself in that position? Once again, discernment. Like, if this is Sesame Street, today's show is sponsored by the word discernment.
I don't want to. I know someone's trying to call in, but White Ranger stepped out. So whoever that is,
did he step out real quick?
Yeah,
please hold on, White Ranger. We'll get to our call back because we definitely want to get people's response to all this.
Hell yeah. Hey, I got one more last thing. Now I'm gonna hang up so everybody else can get their chance and shit. But pretty much, bottom line, if you never have a pussy ass boot at SneakerCon, do not assume that the song was about you. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? So that rolls out down there because on YouTube there's like, I don't know, probably like 2,500 sneaker YouTuber ass niggas, and then at SneakerCon it's probably like what, 12 motherfuckers with boots, 13.
Right.
So pretty much.
But here, okay.
If you never been to a SneakerCon,
or
never had a boot, the song's not about you.
But then, okay, but here's the problem with that. Like, there's two things. There's two things that I think are in play too. One, just because you're not talking to me, just because you not talking about me, doesn't make me not feel bad for the person who I think they're talking about. Like, so if somebody says something sexist, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to be a woman to be like, damn, that was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna feel a certain way about it then. Two, if you think these people had an attitude or they had a certain level of arrogance before, and then you hear that video or you hear that song, you're going to feel a certain way about them now, because now you like, oh, okay, so now this validates everything you thought about YouTubers. That song validates people's impression that you are arrogant kids that know nothing about sneakers and are just in it for the money and all this other stuff.
Whoever was calling should call back in now.
Yeah, they should definitely call back in. But that's what it does. It validates those people and those arguments. And once again, why put yourself in that position unnecessarily if you do not have to? For the sake of a song, for the sake of views, y'all was getting views. Like, you didn't need the song for views.
Nah, hell no. Them niggas are already, you know what I mean? But shit, hey man, that's it. I checked my phone and shit, and I saw y'all were on, so I had to call in and chime in. But hey, you all take care. I'm in Dallas right now playing Army. It's hot as fuck, and that's about it.
All right, man.
Hard.
Be all you can be.
Man, exactly. Don't fall down those stairs, man.
And I won't.
Oh man, but no, G4. I guess we about to get this next phone call. I gotta do this diary of a shoe salesman because it's hilarious, and then we're gonna get out of here because we are running out of time. But G4, since we love you and you're the first person to call from Oklahoma, we're gonna send you over to White Ranger as soon as he gets this phone call out the way. And
shout your social out while we wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, this is your boy G4, man. You can find me at G4 Vision on Instagram and on Twitter. Check me out at G4 Vision on YouTube. G- if you can read, / if you can't, the number 4 and Vision. And shout out to my family over at Sneaker Bar Detroit and the Sneaker Bar Podcast.
Yes, sir.
And I wrote your phone number on the bathroom wall at Fuego Burger in Dallas. So if anybody,
shit.
Man, I'm still mad about that, man. I did not get my Fuego Burger.
Good.
You know,
was it better than In-N-Out?
I mean, I like it.
No, man, I can't do In-N-Out like that.
That's Jumpman's thing. I can't wait for him to come back. That was a good argument.
So yeah, if anybody wants to get hold of G4, just look for his. I wrote it down on a couple bathroom slots.
Looking for a good time.
Yeah, just.
Francis ain't shit. Hey, that's why Francis got thrown out of that garage.
I forgot about that. Oh man, see, this is the fun we having. We go to these sneaker cons, man. Yeah, Francis looked like Jazz from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
All right, let's not talk about that no more.
Like nobody, he was in the garage by himself and got thrown out the garage by like a ghost or a very strong raccoon.
Yeah.
By a phantom asshole.
Yeah, man. Like we're in the back porch, and next thing we know, at the corner of our eye, like we just see Francis get thrown out the garage and then tumbled down the driveway.
Whatever.
Like you tumbled at least 3 times.
I'm not here for this shit.
I just saw your feet go in the air and complete a round circle.
Can we hang up on him now?
I saw your feet. I saw his feet in the air and complete a full circle. Like I was like, wow.
Looks like we got Jason on.
No, the best
Bye,
part is
G4.
when he bounced up.
Bye, G4.
There was definitely some bounce.
All right, man.
All right, let's get Jason. This is going to be our last phone call for today. Jason.
What up? What up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
What's going on, man? I was just calling in. I was watching the show, and y'all was talking about did y'all just segue off to another subject?
No.
We kind of, we talking about Francis getting thrown out the garage.
No, I was calling in because I know I did make the comment, that you guys, being real friends, man, is even when, like you said, when somebody does something that you necessarily don't agree with. I mean, as long as you keep it real with them, like that's a real friend. You don't always, you never want to be a yes man to somebody because then it's not genuine. So that was my point, number one. And then also as well, when it comes down to the video, I don't see how anybody is getting an offense to it. Just like my man just said, like if you didn't have a booth or if you've never had a booth, number one, you shouldn't be offended. Number two, if they did not say your name at all in the video, you should not have any offense to the video whatsoever. I mean, subliminals, that's irrelevant. If they didn't say your name at all, you should take no offense to the video or the song whatsoever. So that's why I don't get why people are getting offended by it. And then you shouldn't be assuming what anybody else says, especially if it didn't come from the person that made the video whatsoever. So with everybody saying, oh, it's this person, oh, it's that person who they're talking about.
Right.
If they didn't say your name, you should never be offended. You should never take offense to what somebody else has said.
But Jason,
anybody else said.
Let me ask you this, because I agree with everything you said, and idealistically, you are 100% correct. However, that is not the reality of the situation. We live in a hypersensitive world where everybody thinks everything is about them. Like I just got through telling you, like we started off the show talking about like somebody said that we hate Asians. It was like based off what? You know what I'm saying? Like off of like maybe some off-color joke that we made, like
I'm an equal opportunity
episode
hater.
33 or something. I don't know, but it's not like we make a habit of the show bashing anybody, right? But people hear what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? And,
exactly.
And like the fact that Blake Linder responded lets you know. You know what I'm saying?
I think other people did, but he's the one that I came across. I just stopped.
Well, I mean, that's my point though. Like I agree with what he's saying. Even when I talked to Tony, I got what he was saying. However, discernment, okay, people should not be offended because they did not say anybody's name. They was being facetious. They were being funny. They were not being malicious or callous. However, discernment gives you the ability to know that just because you did not intend for that to happen, that people are still going to be offended. People are still going to be in their feelings. They're still going to be hurt, especially in this hypersensitive society we live in now. And in judging off the reactions that some people got, like, I guess I put it like this, because I know I do some things sometimes when I'm like, I don't care who's offended. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the attitude, then that's fine with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't take offense to it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's kind of fun. It's a funny song. However, I would have just stayed away from it just because I'm more of like, if I got a point to make and it's going to offend somebody, then forget it because I want to get this point out. But I'm not going to go out my way to offend people. You know what I'm saying? And so,
but you got to also think about it like this: like controversy is, I'm not going to say is what they're built off of, because most definitely that would come off as the wrong point.
Right.
But the song is controversial, and it brings people. I mean, that it brings people to the table where they click on the video. They want to see. I mean, they're going to click on it regardless, especially if they're fans.
Right.
But people that they don't even have as fans is like, oh, I heard this from my buddy or whatever, makes them want to click on it also as well, because controversy just like this Floyd Mayweather fight that's about to come up. I mean, if this was even a couple of years ago, wouldn't nobody care if Conor McGregor was going to get into the ring with Mayweather? It's controversy. It brings people to the table, where they're going to click on it, and that's just my big point.
In the time that we've been talking about this, on Qias's page, that video's gotten another 130 views.
I mean, Qias's gonna get views regardless.
And most of them are probably from Eric.
He's gonna get views regardless.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he could be like literally a 5-minute video of him just stroking a cat, and he would get like 1 million views. Like, I mean, Qias has his fan base.
that is a good point. What Francis is saying though, people are talking about it, and that's the main thing about it. Just like when they had the controversy with Scoop 208 a couple months back.
Right.
It brings people to the table. It's controversy. It brings people to wanting to click on it and everything.
But once again, like, I'm more of the old school adage. Okay, it brings people to the table, but what keeps them there? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And at some point, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing about hype. Hype gets your name out there. Substance is what keeps your name out there. Substance is what keeps your name remembered. And I'm not saying these guys haven't done anything of substance. I'm just saying if we just doing shit for the sake of hype, at some point that people move on to the next hype thing. Hype does not last. Hype is the equivalent of microwave food versus home cooked meal. And so, that's all. I'm just thinking big picture. Like, how is this thing going to age? How's this going to look 5 years from now? Because it's hot right now, but there's a lot of things that were hot at the moment that we look back on like, yo, that was whack. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And so I'm just thinking big picture, because I do want to see them succeed. Like, if I didn't give a shit, I'd just be out here just burning them. Like, yo, like, this was this was that, yada, yada. The word I've used throughout this conversation is discernment. And just because something is meant to be good, meant to be fun, and you had no ill intentions, does not mean people will not take offense to it. And my thing is, why go about it unnecessarily? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you live in a hypersensitive society where people get offended over anything.
I know we went on it for a while now, but I just want to know, does anybody know who that other dude was in that video?
Bull? I've seen him in a couple of videos. Yeah, I've seen him in a couple of videos back with Qias where I think matter of fact, they met in SneakerCon when you guys were out there in London, matter of fact.
That's what I got from his I just wasn't sure who he was. Like, I was like, is he like some sort of like Make-A-Wish YouTuber that like won a contest to be in the video with Qias?
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Yeah, this guy.
And I think Tony wrote everybody's stuff. I'm be honest. That's just me.
Well, he said the best work for his own verse. Then, if that's the case. Like, he gave himself the best verse by far. It wasn't even a question. No, I mean, like I said, I try to get him on the show next week, so he can like talk about it further, at least from his point of view.
Yeah, because I really want
what they were trying to accomplish.
I had nothing, bad to say about Tony. Like,
honest. Him and Bull are probably, some of my favorite people when we go to SneakerCon because, like, they super cool. They always showed us love. And, like I said, we have fun. Like, there's a couple of inside jokes we got.
Nothing about that. I mean, give me a few hours, a notepad, and a platform. I can go for like 3 hours about Qias. But Tony and Bull.
Oh, my God. See, Qias, I have no problem with Qias either. Qias is Qias obviously is a label mate. He's a good people's. I've had some conversations with him, and he actually makes a considered effort to do some good things that a lot of people cannot see because, like, they see him with the supreme money gun. You know what I'm saying? So they're unable to see the other things that he does do that are positive. And so, I try to give everybody a fair chance. Like, I try to, before I go out and say anything, I try to give people an opportunity for me to at least talk to them and get to know them before I go out there and speak.
And I'll be the first one to apologize and say I judged a book by its cover if given the opportunity to, get to know what's really going on. Because, like I said, I got a chance to meet Tony and Bull without the cameras. Yeah. Great guys.
Great guys. I love them. Like, we invite them over time, like every time. Now, granted, we're like an hour away.
I think Tony's hilarious.
Tony is man. Ask him about Jumpman Boss's hand. Just ask if anybody.
Man, it looks nice over there. See, they got Mickey D, but do they have Taco Bell?
Nope, no Taco Bell. But you know what? Real quick, so we can wrap up this show. G4. Jason, since you are the first person to call from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, since we revamped this whole thing, we're going to send you over to White Ranger, and he's going to get your information. We're going to send you over some crep.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool with me.
You sound so excited right now.
I think G4 just hung up. Like, he don't.
I know.
I'll text him his address.
Oh, and Jason, by the way, too, real quick, I had to go get some cement laces because I did get those cement 5s. So I had to,
Yeah, we got. They sent me over the. They showed me your invoice. So yeah, we working on that right now. We got you on Monday.
Bet. Appreciate y'all.
It's all good, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all having me on the show.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
That's Jason from Sneakerheads Clothing Line. Check them out. Follow them. It's Sneakerheads_clothing_line.
Have some dope laces.
Yeah, they do. I can't remember what the website. I'm guessing it's sneakerheadsclothingline.com.
Find them on Instagram.
Yeah, find them on Instagram, and then here's the website that's on there. Real quick. Okay, cool. And real quick, since you're up by the switchboard, I'm going to get these Diary of a Sneakerhead, Shoe Salesman out real quick. We didn't get the no news, but that's cool. We got that for next week. All right, so this edition of Diary of a Shoe Salesman. Dear Diary, after being in the footwear industry as a Finish Line assistant manager for 3 years and at Dick's Sporting Goods as the footwear manager for a year, I can say I've seen it all. I've been cussed out more times than I care to admit. I've been called a racist over raffle winners. I've even had associates quit after using the discount a few times. The best story I have is when a customer tried to get me fired over a $20 clearance shoe. It was a pair of Reebok Classics. It was $20 on clearance. You'd think she would take the shoe and be on her way. No. The box was a little damaged and there was no paper in the box. Shorty had a fit in the middle of my sales floor. She told me I didn't know how to treat customers. She knocked over everything on my counter. Wow. She was even trying to get other customers to leave. In the midst of calling mall security for this crazy effort, she decides to try and call Channel 7 to report an unethical business. Really? Over a broken box? Mall security finally escorts her out, and I thought it was the end. Nope. Channel 7 really did contact my store and requested an interview. Sad part is, the lady lied and said her card was charged for $300. Of course, she stopped trying after she got caught on her lie. But karma is so sweet. She came in a few weeks later to do a raffle, and I made sure to throw out her and her son's raffle tickets. Signed, yours truly, Courtney. Wow.
That's deep.
That was very deep. And it was funny too because Courtney said she had like stories for days.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm waiting to see.
She's about to have her own segment.
I know it is about to just be the Courtney segment, sponsored by Courtney. All right, so this is Urban right here at the show. Let's get to these release dates. Brought to you by SneakerBuddyTrade.com, the number one source of sneaker news and release dates. So today, of course, you have the Air Jordan Retro 5 White Cement. You have the Nike Kyrie 3 Triple Black, the Jordan Flyknit 2, Jordan Trainer 2 Flyknit UNC. You have a number of Nike Air Max 97 Ultra 17s. You have the Silver Light Blue. You have the Silver Bullet, the Black Silver, Cream Colorway, Crimson and White, Triple Black, Teal and Silver, and then Navy and Silver. And those are only available in North America via the Nike Sneakers app. Tuesday, August 8th, you have the Pharrell Special Edition Adidas Tennis HU collection. I don't know
Your favorites?
Yeah, no, this is I guess a follow-up to the one that came out last month. Thursday, August 10th, you have the Adidas Climate Cool 02 17 Core Black Footwear White. Friday, August 11th, you have the T. Blake Special Edition Saucony Triple White. Thursday, August 17th, you have the Adidas NMD R1 Zebra Pack.
Oh,
and then you also have the global release of all those Nike Air Max 97 Ultra 17s. Once again, I'll go through them again. It's the silver light blue, silver bullet, black silver, cream colorway. You have the crimson and white. You have a triple black. And then you have the teal and silver and navy and silver. Friday, August 18th, you have the Adidas NMD R1 Prime Knit Ice Blue. And then Saturday, August 19th, you have the Air Jordan Retro 13 Bread. And I'm guessing the playoffs are no longer coming out, so scratch that.
Scratch that off.
There's a lot of shoes that we have no official release dates for, but you should keep your eye out anyway because they can just drop at any time. You have the Leaning Way of Wade 6, the Under Armour Rock Delta Desert Sand, the Clyde Special Edition Converse One Star, the Beans and Engineered Garments Special Edition Converse Chuck Taylor Pack, the Asics Gel Kayano Trainer Knit MT White Speckle. Those actually look dope. Check them out. The Venomant Special Edition Reebok Instapump Fury, the Reebok Shack Attack Question, the Adidas Ultra Boost ATR Mid.
You pronounced that like terribly wrong, by the way.
Which one?
Vitamin.
What was it?
Vetements.
Oh, screw them. It's America.
It's pronounced Gordon.
Venomants. The Adidas Ultra Boost ATR Mid, green, tan, and gray. Those are two different shoes. The Adidas Original Crazy 1. The Adidas Originals EQT Racing ADV, the Adidas Ultra Boost 4.0, the Adidas NMD XR1 Silver Boost, the Adidas NMD R1 Prime Knit Core Black Orange, and Core Black Footwear White. Those are two different shoes. The Adidas NMD R1 Prime Knit Japan Triple Black, the Undefeated Special Edition Adidas Ultra Boost, the United Arrows Special Edition Adidas NMD City Sock 2, the Nike Hyperdunk 2017 Low Olive Gum, the 20... okay, bump that. The Nike Air Max 1 Premium Dark Stucco and Skulls. That's two different shoes. The Nike Air Max 95 Rebel Skulls. The Nike Air Vapor Max Grape and Iridescent. Two different shoes. The Laceless Nike Air Vapor Max. The Nike Air Foamposite Pro Metallic Gold. The Metacom Toy Special Edition Nike SB Dunk Low. Bear Brick. The Women's Air Foamposite 1 Shine. The Nike PG1 Game Royal, the Nike KD10 Light Bone, the Nike Kyrie 3 Aqua or Tiffany, the Nike LeBron 14 Low Khaki and White Ice, two different shoes, the Nike LeBron Soldier 11, Finals, K-Yow, and Cast, those are three different shoes, the Air Jordan Retro 1 High Camo, the Air Jordan 11 Low Golf Shoes, the Travis Scott Special Edition Jordan Trunner LX Cactus Jack, those are garbage. The Nike or the Air Jordan Retro 5 Miami, the Air Jordan Retro 6 Golden Harvest and Gatorade, two different shoes. The Air Jordan 31 Kai 54, the Air Jordan Retro 13 Olive and Hyper Royal, two different shoes, and then the Cause Special Edition Air Jordan Retro 4 Black. Dope. There are also a number of shoes releasing overseas with no set release date for here in the States, such as the Leaning Wade Essence, the Converse Chuck Taylor Triple Black Pack, the Asics Gel Kayano Trainer Knit Space Dye, the Puma Clyde Select, black, navy blue, and gray. Those are three different shoes. The Adidas Women's Stan Smith Sock Prime Knit Wonder Pink, the Adidas Harden BTE, the Nike Hyperdunk 2017 Low Gum Pack, the Nike Lab 07 KMTR Bordeaux, and the Conde Garcon.
It's pronounced Gordon.
America. I'm going to say it the way I want to. Special edition Nike Waffle Racer. Stay tuned to sneakerbardetroit.com for more sneaker news and release dates. And one of my favorite parts of the show that we haven't done in a while.
I've missed myself. What more can I say, right?
No, we missed you too.
Oh, well, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure
I
of that.
This segment. I mean, I've seen you, so I was...
Well, okay, but you've still missed me with every bullet so far. This is the Sneaker Box Podcast, Lady Sneakerheads of the Week, brought to you by Dee Dee Negron and her Kick It With Dee Dee 365 project. Now, I know we've been gone a long time, but Francis, where would I find that?
Instagram.
Wow.
I was waiting for him to say MySpace. I just knew he was going to say something crazy.
Like an elephant, he remembers, even like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month later.
Well,
he's keeping notes, I think. Well, I got to give some shouts. I got to say a nice little hello to, well, she's a real monster, Nessa J. She's, like the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah,
get it, Nessa? The fact that I have to explain it
I was able to connect the dots.
Oh, good. I also have to say a special hello to my Rasta girl. What's up, Dread? Oh, sorry, I think I misread that. What's up, D-Red?
I was confused by that too at first, initially.
Initially, it's an initial D.
That first D.
Yeah, and, she's soft as a mink. I was going to say she's furry as a mink. Karen Mink, MNQ. Karen MNQ. Ooh, she does feel good. What?
Oh, I missed the segment.
So you can't even imagine how this brain works.
I mean, something scary about ever being trapped inside that brain.
It's a place you don't want to go.
Trust me.
And other than just having one of each letter, I have to say hi to Emily T. I got nothing on that one.
I know, yeah.
She is sweet, though. Sweet as tea. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. And 2 E's, 2 Y's. She's the flyest. Big love to her. I'll definitely kiss her ring. She's Queen Janelli. Take her with a little grape jelly, too. Again, you don't want to be stuck in here.
I bet, I'm telling you.
And last but not least,
oh, Lucy, I'm home.
That girl, Lucy. I was flashing back to I Love Lucy.
People are like, what? What's the name of that
Call
show?
me Ricky Ricardo. So those are this week's Sneakerbox Podcast Lady Sneakerheads of the Week, brought to you by Didi Negron and her Kick It With Didi 365 project that I would find no place if I did not go to Instagram. I'm not even going to quiz Francis because I figure he got it once. I can't expect him to get it more than once.
MySpace.
Yeah, that bar is set real low.
Back pages.
You're still on MySpace, aren't you?
Yeah.
Man.
Is that still a thing?
That's frightening. You and everybody's grandma.
Oh, my God.
That's why I'm there.
Uh-huh.
I actually saw a commercial for it a couple years ago.
For MySpace?
Yeah. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay. Yeah,
what, were you watching the Hallmark Channel or something?
You would think.
Justin
QVC.
Timberlake bought it.
Who?
Justin Timberlake, I think.
He bought MySpace? Yeah. What, did he pay $6 for it?
I mean, he outbid me on it.
Was it a charitable? All right. Just for like throwing away money?
And I will talk to you guys next time.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's get to these shout-outs. Man, cannot wait to go to SneakerCon Atlanta because I definitely got to see my peoples, man, especially my main man, Mike Rich and T Ward. You can follow them on Instagram at T Ward, or was it T_Ward?
I believe so.
Yeah. And then at Rich_Mike23. Also check out the YouTube channels, Rich's Kicks, and I guess it's just T Ward. I can't. My bad, T Ward, if you listen to this. Like I did do my homework last night. Also, shout out to Sean Paper Chester Williams and D Wells from OSD Live. Those guys, I think they're gonna do like a reunion episode coming up soon. But in any case, heads up on that. And while you're waiting, check out the past and present episodes on iTunes and Android podcast apps. Remember to check out our sister shows. We got the Monday Midsole that comes on Mondays at 8 p.m. on the Monday Midsole channel. You also have the Soul Food. Soul Food Sneaker Show on Wednesday at 8 p.m. and that's on the Soul Food sneaker channel. And then also we have our family, the Sneaker Files podcast.
Yep.
Check them out. I don't know if they go live on YouTube, but follow them and catch up on all their episodes. And also shout out to the Heat Hoarders. Shout out to them.
Great show.
Yeah. And also too, I guess I should mention this as well. I had a conversation with Ryan from the Sneak Disc.
Yeah.
And, he actually reached out on his own and apologized, for all the hoopla between our two shows and whatnot. And, I respected him for that. I definitely. For him to reach out as a man and, just want to just bury the hatchet and whatnot. So shout out to him for doing that. Like I said, there's more than enough room for more than one podcast. It shouldn't be us versus you type thing.
Yeah, it's really silly. It was really big of him. So definitely shout out to him.
Yeah, especially if we showed y'all love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's.
Like I said, I got put onto their show from the show. So.
Yeah. So but shout out to them.
I do listen to their show.
They doing their thing. So more power to them, and I definitely appreciate him reaching out like he did.
JD and Norm in Texas, get in the van.
Yes.
I want to shout those guys
they got
out
a thing
again.
coming out with the Spurs too.
Yep. They got that band coming up. So maybe we can get maybe Norm call in one day.
Yeah, get him next week. And shout out to Bobby Souls. We're gonna try to have him on the next week's show, so that's definitely gonna be dope. That's been a long time coming. And then,
hey, and I got to throw this in too.
Yes.
If anybody hasn't listened to SneakerCon LA, our SneakerCon LA show Part 2, MJ did such a spectacular job with the whole women's panel.
Yep.
And I'm so looking forward to what we can start bringing to the audience with that.
Yeah,
if you haven't listened, you got to listen to it.
Yeah, please do. Listen to, I think it was either Part 1 or Part 2.
Part 2.
Listen to the Part 2, okay. Yeah, we had a women's round table, man. Like, MJ definitely held it down. And it was good having nothing but women. Like, me, Jumpman, and Guru got up from the table. It was cool having them talk about...
I say that all the time.
It's cool having them talk about the culture the way they see it and women's empowerment and whatnot. Because women, for the most part, are overlooked unless they are dressed a certain way or posed a certain way. So
or undressed a certain way.
Yeah.
Definitely much respect to someone like Jody.
Yeah, Jody is by far like the standard bearer to which I hold other women. But anyway, yeah, check it out. Episode 134, live from SneakerCon LA. And last but not least, remember to use Crep Protect, the official partners of the Sneaker Box Podcast, to clean and protect your shoes from anything life or nature throws at it. Get the most out of your sneakers and practice safe stunting. Go to crepprotect.com to get your shoes some protection. They are the only brand that protects you from head to toe because they also have the hat protected. They got the laces. They about to come out the box. They got the peel.
Insoles.
Dude, they got every. Listen, they can basically just take care of all your sneaker needs. You ain't got to go nowhere else. You can follow them on Instagram and Twitter at Crep Protect. And Jumpman's not here, but Francis, you got the word? Oh, okay.
Go ahead and do that.
Do I read it like Jumpman? Yeah, go ahead. Jumpman's word of the day. Hate is too great a burden to bear. It injures the hater more than it injures the hated. I am Jumpman Bostic. I'm about to go to Taco Bell and get me a Mountain Dew and a chalupa.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, sounds right? Was that a good Jumpman impersonation?
Taco Bell.
See, Taco Bell. All right, man. So I'm African Caesar, Francis, Right Ranger. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, we have more of the crew. Love you guys. We out.
KFC potato wedges are trash.
Yep. Whoa, no.